And we are finally live.
Hello,
Right on
everybody.
time.
Yeah.
If this podcast isn't named Blame Pope, I don't know what else to call it.
Blame Pope. Oh, it was so bad.
It is not my fault.
Do you want to tell the story about what happened and stuff? Briar. We're gonna let Briar tell the story.
I could tell the story just fine.
No, I don't think you can. Can you?
He'll be
Well,
biased.
I think I'm the best person to tell it since I was there for the whole thing.
I mean, because you
don't
caused
know if
it?
That's true.
I mean, Briar wasn't there for the whole thing, so
That's true. That is very true. That's a
Right.
very cogent point.
So Briar decided to flex himself in the pre-show and server mute me. And as any functioning
for all of 5
adult,
seconds.
for anybody that when it goes here, you go higher. You just got to go higher.
Escalation.
And so, yeah, you got to escalate it. So he went from a server mute, so I went to a server kick.
Right.
Wow.
Unfortunately, it doesn't appear that you knew how to fix the server kick.
No.
So I spent the next 15 minutes waiting to get unbanned.
Yes. Yes. An important detail to note here is
Yes.
that Hope felt really bad and no one tried to make him feel better. And that made me
You were
very
just
happy.
saying that it's his fault.
It was.
Yes.
I was looking for a way
Yeah.
out. I was seeking comfort in the hands of my friends, my colleagues here, and all they did is pile on more guilt.
Yeah, we dropped some NAFAMs.
Also
at
of
that.
note is, since Tefty isn't away, I'm doing the live stream this week.
Mhm.
Yes.
And I couldn't start any of the setup until obviously I was back on the server.
Yep, so
sorry
Briar
for being
got
late.
completely
Blame Pope.
mad.
Yeah.
It is. I take responsibility for
Full
my
blame.
Full blame.
But
So,
I am
we're
pretty
here.
excited for this week's show because we got SheSnaps on.
yay!
Hello.
Snaps.
I'm honestly a little upset though, because you all assured me that I would be the only one wearing this shirt, and then Pope just had to go and match me
Wow.
here. We're showing up to the party in the same dress. This is some bullshit.
It is
Wait,
interesting
wait,
that
wait.
Pope did go and change after
He
he
did.
saw you in that shirt.
Mhm. He did.
Well, so
he
maybe
did.
maybe
You're
I'm-
right.
Maybe I'm misunderstanding this here. Is that a bad thing? I thought it means that we're same clique.
No,
the same
I'll
gang.
allow it. Listen, we'll all support TWAB. This shirt is legitimately super comfortable, so I'm not going to hate on you too hard.
I mean, the design on the back is free.
That's very nice.
Oh yeah, it's really
It
cool.
is really nice, and it's
Drop
really
one,
soft
y'all
and
missed it.
cozy.
I really
I've
like
been-
TWAB, but I really hate Pope, so I'm really torn on this whole subject.
So just pretend that just SheSnaps is wearing it, and then you'll be fine.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
There we go.
By the
We'll
way,
just pretend you're not here. Problem solved.
Jesus.
That's what we do every week.
So
Pope wasn't on the
Definitely a
podcast
shit
for
on
3
Pope
months
Day.
and nobody
I just
noticed.
love it.
Snaps, you got you did a whole photo shoot for the run of TWAB's new clothing line. How'd that come about? That looked you are very photogenic. You did a good job.
Thank you. That's really nice. You should see all of the pictures that we did not use. For anyone who thinks that anyone is photogenic, look at the full roll because ugh.
so modest.
Really, honestly, I'm always looking for more content for my social media, and I'm pretty open and honest about it. Instagram is a whole pain in the dick, and going out and getting my friend to take good quality photos so that I can just low key post once in a while of not selfies. I hate taking selfies. It was just a good opportunity. TWAB was launching the line, wanted some help getting some more photos of, people in the line, me specifically. So I went out with my friend and just got a bunch of them for that day. And yeah, it was great. It was a nice day.
They look awesome.
Thank you.
All of them were great.
Dude, we were
Yeah,
supposed to
that's really
shoot 2 days before, and it was 90 something and humid as balls, and we wound up
Damn.
canceling and rescheduling it and wound up being 70 degrees, slightly cloudy, just a perfect
Oh,
day.
that's
And I got to have ramen after that.
Nice.
That's
a good
confused
day.
because I didn't get my invite for a photo shoot. It was it must have gotten lost in the mail. It was I was looking for it, I was just saying, hey, I know I want to be the face of the new clothing line, right? I gotta really really photogenic too. You know, as you know, that's how we.
I saw the picture. I saw at least one of yours, and it looked great.
Yeah, we bond over that. You know, we're both very photogenic, and so I was like, you know, so I showed Twas some of my headshots, and I didn't see them in like the, you know, in the.
I was wondering why he blocked you on Twitter.
Well, I mean, I kept sending him. I didn't get a response, so I kept, you know, so I had to throw it out there. I had to throw Smolder out there, you know. So I went to the park with my phone.
It was very smoldery.
I snapped a Smolder and I sent it to him, and people seem to like it.
I had to get a new phone case. Like my phone was burning up from the smolder.
Well, Snaps, you got like you've been really busy. You've been crazy busy. I've seen you all over the place. What have you been going? You did some last time I was involved with something. You were gearing up for Guardian Con, and you had some panels there, but unfortunately we weren't able to make it to Guardian Con this year. How was that for you? How was that experience?
It was awesome. The year before I had done the mental health talk there. So we brought that back again. So I spoke again on mental health, you know, like the 5 steps to better mental health and all that. And then I set up and arranged 2 other panels that worked well with our community and also brought in the whole mental health aspect. So we talked about mental health and competitive gaming, and we talked about social media burnout. And it was awesome. We had a good turnout. We had good conversations, good questions, and the people who were on the panels were wonderful, like just really smart people, very insightful, and no one tried to like make it like the me show, you know? Which, like, even when you're putting together an amazing team of people, like people when they're nervous, you never know how someone's gonna act, you know? So it was great that like everyone just seemed so calm and collected, and everyone was very put together. We met before each panel and like discussed our talking points and what we really wanted people to walk away with. And I'm just like so grateful that everyone was on the same page there, because I feel like we were able to deliver a pretty good cohesive message in both of the panels.
Do you have a moment during those 2 panels that stood out as an example of like the message that you guys were giving to the community that you feel like resonated with you?
You know, I think one of the things that I was trying to make sure we emphasized in all of the panels is that awareness brings control. If you're not paying attention to your behaviors, whether it's like spending too much time streaming on social media, getting ragey when you play video games, or just like in your daily life, if you're not paying attention to it, what chances do you have of changing it? But if you start bringing a little bit more awareness to your actions, if you start asking yourself some questions, why am I thinking this way? Why am I behaving this way? Whatever, it gives you an opportunity to decide not to run with it, you know? So I think overall, we're a little bit too reactive and not proactive enough. And that's kind of what I wanted to really emphasize during that.
That's a really good point. Because a lot of people won't take action until they've got themselves into a bad spot, because it's really hard to, especially with burnout and stuff, if you haven't experienced it before, it's hard to see that it's actually happening.
Yeah, when you're in it, if you're not like paying a lot of attention and you're like, that's weird, that's the 10th thought I've had in the past like 10 seconds about how much I need to do this thing that I know I don't really need to do. If you're not paying attention, like it can go, I'm sure all of us have dealt with it at some point. And that was what was nice about like the burnout panel, is we had all been through it, or we're kind of working through it at the time. Like the moments where nothing else mattered but the grind, not realizing that the grind wasn't really getting us anywhere other than exhausted and angry.
And how did you, it feels like you've kind of, at least for the Destiny community, and I know a wider audience now lately, you've kind of taken up this mantle and been a spokesperson for mental health in gaming. And I know a lot of your audience comes to you and values your opinion. But how can you help me? How did you find yourself in this position of like of wanting to talk about mental health and wanting to share it? How did this become something that you gravitated towards?
It was kind of by accident, honestly. Like if anyone's been around since like D1 days, right, where like a lot of us met, I was just like grind, game, anger. Like that was pretty much like all I was about. Like my nickname in the beginning of streaming was the Iron Strimma. That's how I got like a bunch of my hosts and all of like the friends that I started making initially. Because if you got on in the morning, I was on. If you went to sleep in the evening, I was on. I was doing 16-hour days, like almost every day, 7 days a week, and then getting offline and going right into streams and doing the same shit. So I was super focused on like making this a thing. It wasn't a deliberate move into the mental health space. It was actually after I started kind of growing a little bit, I started getting messages from people asking me like how I was so happy all the time and telling me like opening up like, man, I'm just having such a hard time. I'm really miserable. I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you play these games without like, you know, totally losing your shit. I don't know how you like deal with all this abuse online and still sleep at night. And I was like, well, fuck, I'm not handling this well, by the way. So I started opening up about my mental health, more of like a commiseration. Like, first of all, I just don't want you to think that this is what it takes to be happy. Like, I just feel great because I stream and I get to play video games for a living and all that kind of shit. So I felt like I was doing a disservice to people by reinforcing this belief that like, you're the one who's got the problem. Everyone else is okay. So I started opening up and telling people more, but like I still wasn't happy. I was just like, hey, I've committed to this world. I'm not going to self-harm anymore. I'm not going to attempt suicide again. And that was pretty much where I was at. I wasn't in love with this world. I fucking hated myself. It really wasn't until quite literally last year that the mental health streams and everything went from me just saying like, look, you're not alone. I also feel like shit. To me actually starting to feel better and being like, yo, guess what? We can actually do something about this. Like, it turns out there's a ton of information out there. I went and did some research. I applied it. And holy fuck, I actually like can sleep at night. Holy fuck, I'm actually feeling better. And then after I actually like effectively cured myself of depression and anxiety and insomnia, I was like, fuck, dude, I gotta share this. Like, I can do more. Like gaming and everything was always fun, but it just became incredibly secondary because the idea that anyone else is going around in their lives thinking that like, what's the point? Or it's never going to get better. Like we're all just going to be miserable forever. Life sucks. Like that breaks my heart. I know how it feels. I know how it feels to not have hope. I know how it feels to just be angry and miserable all the time and no one deserves it. Yeah, so that's what like really shifted all of the content is just like, fuck, man, there's people who actually listen to the shit I have to say. Maybe I can help them with it.
And you didn't, how have you dealt with that? Like that position you found yourself in? Do you feel a lot of pressure from your audience to, do you feel a lot of pressure from your audience to say the right things, to make them feel better? Is that a whole nother level of pressure on you or?
No, because like, see, this is one of the things I get a lot is like people hate on like the positivity trend because it's been misrepresented. Like positive people who are all about like mental health and mindfulness, a lot of them unfortunately get kind of like shit on because they don't go about it in a way that makes sense to someone who's hurting. They are just like, hey, smile, you'll feel better. Keep your head up. Life is okay. It'll all be okay. Or everything happens for a reason. And like that type of shit, if someone would tell me that when I'm like thinking life sucks, I'm a big piece of shit, and someone's like, everything happens for a reason, I'm like, I'm going to punch you for a reason. Fuck off. You know, like you don't know me. Yeah. You don't know how hard it is being in my life. And you're just going to try and like, oh, it's okay. You're right. Like depression sucks. Yeah. I failed a test once and was depressed for a week. Like, yeah, that's not what this is about. So unfortunately, like the idea of like positivity kind of became this thing where it's like you're not allowed to show that you're sad. You're not allowed to have human emotions like anger. You're not allowed to be wrong. And you can't like accept or admit that there's hard days, right? Yeah. So I don't feel a lot of pressure to always say the right thing or be the right person because all I'm trying to do is show people like we're all human. This work that you put in for yourself will absolutely have a tangible impact on your life. Even if you start to feel a tiny bit better when all you felt is either nothing or shit, that's an improvement that's worth going after. but it doesn't mean you're not going to have hard days. It doesn't mean that you're not going to have days where you kind of fall off a little bit, get angry when you wouldn't normally or whatever. It means you're going to bounce back a little bit more, you know, a little bit quicker. Yeah. So like the analogy I like to use with my community is it's not pretending that there's not shit on the sidewalk. It's just acknowledging that it's there and then choosing to either step over it, walk around it, or clean that shit up yourself. Like it's not pretending it's not there.
And is that what you mean by earlier you described it as the work that you have to put in? Is that what you mean by work?
Yeah,
it's work. The work that you're doing for yourself is that it's work.
Yeah, because it is work. I mean, feeling better, doing anything for yourself, like it's work. Exercising, that's something that's great for your body. It's work. They call it a workout, you know? Like you're putting physical effort in. The stuff that you got to do to improve your mind is not that far off from what you have to do to improve your body. It's work, it's effort. It's challenging, and there's going to be times where you want to quit, but if you don't want your life to be what it is right now, you've got to do something, or else you're looking at this for tomorrow and the next day and the next day. Like if you're cool with that, dope. If you're not, you got to put in the work.
For sure.
I really appreciate and admire the voice that you have in our community. It's so refreshing to have you be part of this this community in particular, and I'm so glad you're getting an opportunity to spread your wings and influence other communities. I wish you all the best. I really want to hear, like, so we're obviously going to go on with like talking about Destiny and what's going on with it, but like there's some conversations that I've been really excited to have you on and talk about, and
Yay.
One of them goes into like everybody's excited that the grind is back and all this other stuff, these other aspects that want to engage you more and more into the game. And I really wanted to hear your thoughts. And I know we're going to get into it, but like, if you could touch on the difference between grinding in the game itself and then the mental health aspect of it. Like when is, you know, what does the grind mean when you're spending 24 hours in a seat playing a video game, right? Like there's an excessive amount. And how do you think Destiny is balancing that with the individual community? Do you think they're making it too grindy or to the point where people are going to excess, or is that even the responsibility of Bungie to do that, but of the individual? I guess I really don't know how to phrase that question, but it's just something that's been rolling around in my head as the game has become more grindy.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, like we know we want a game or a platform or a device that engages us, something that brings us in and gives us shit we can do for a long time. So like we know what to expect there. We know that they're doing it because we want it, because we want that content. But like you were saying, it is on me, it is on us to decide how to manage our time effectively. Like the content's not going anywhere, right? So there's nothing that says that you have to be the first one to have anything. There's nothing that says that you have to even have all of the stuff in the first place. So like gaming is great. Obviously, it can do wonderful things. It can be a great release. It can be a great source of joy and friendship and community and all of that. But you've got to be at a point where you're asking yourself, like, does this serve me? Am I doing this because it brings me joy? Or am I doing this because I'm avoiding something that I should be doing that will help me move my life forward?
That's a good indicator.
So if you know what you want out of life, if you know what kind of person that you want to be in that life, then you can choose, okay, I have this many hours in a day, in a week, in a month. I'm going to dedicate X amount to all of these different things, gaming being one of them, because you can work towards your goals all of these different hours. And during this time, this is me time. So if I want to spend that time lazing about and playing games and having a good time, like whatever, that's awesome. But I want to be able to do it. Like for me, especially, I want to be able to do anything I do for fun with a clear mind. If I'm doing it in an avoidant manner, it's not a clear-minded activity anymore. I'm half with my game and I'm half with my shit.
Yeah.
So I want to make sure that I have my whole schedule, all my stuff organized in a way that I can play games for however long it is that I've decided to play in a guilt-free manner. Like whether it's gaming or laying around watching shitty television, like I budget my time for all of that. I plan days of doing whatever the fuck I want. And then I plan all my other times of doing stuff good for my mind and body.
It's an interesting dialogue that I've had with myself, because I used to play a lot, excessive amounts, And you know, it's a thing about addiction that we don't talk about. Like, video games are addicting, and at what point is it the social responsibility of the creator to know that they're putting out a product that is addicting, and when is it the responsibility of the individual to regulate that? You see it in other industries like cigarettes and alcohol. They're easily abused and addictive, but when is it the responsibility of the individual?
I think a big difference there is like the physiological things that can come along with it. Like, withdrawals are from a game are one thing, moody, irritability, that kind of stuff. Withdrawals from like quitting alcohol cold turkey or quitting some kind of drugs cold turkey could literally kill someone if they've been doing it long enough and they don't seek professional help. Yep. But like if gaming is something where you're like, fuck, I want to get away from it, but I can't, then of course, like, consult someone else, reach out, get some support. But like, if we're trying to place all the blame on like developers for this particular thing, then we can kind of spread that out to anything that gives you like a dopamine reaction. So then like there's food and phones and fucking any kind of interaction you have in your life that gives you any kind of a rewarding sensation. Suddenly all of that is to blame instead of us and our actions.
Sure.
So whenever possible, take that accountability yourself. And if you're struggling to separate yourself and achieve some kind of balance in your life, reach out to someone else and ask for some support. But like for Bungie specifically, you know, I don't think they're doing anything too out of the line or over the line where they're like really deliberately trying to hook people and get them into really unhealthy habits. And I think especially because of the way that like Bungie itself is run, like they're so great with their community. This is on us. Like, and this is something that I really wish more broadcasters were cognizant of. Like, it kind of breaks my heart when I see folks during big releases posting pictures of like the refrigerators and saying like, I'm not going to sleep for a week and this is my fridge, and it's all like Red Bull and like processed foods. And you're like, fuck, dude, there's kids that are seeing this, and like, obviously that's their parents' shit, but we're still putting an idea in a young mind. We're putting an idea in someone's mind, whether it's a young person or an adult. They're seeing us living a life that seems very idyllic from afar and thinking that's all you got to do is just grind. It's a game drop. You just got to be on from morning till night, start to finish. Like I remember some of those drops in D1 and being like, fuck, dude, I got to go to sleep. Like, it's a drop. I can't. I got to be on. Like, no, you don't.
There has been the whole like grind culture of streaming. It's always, you got to be on all the time, got to grind. And it's been really nice to see some of that changing.
Yes.
To where it's actually really important to look after your mental health. It's important to have days off to spend with your family and to relax and do stuff around the house that you need to do. So it's nice to see that that is starting to change, because it is super unhealthy to just think that if you're not online, then you're useless and you have.
I feel like it makes my streams better too when I'm spending too much time just playing. Then I get,
it makes your streams better for sure.
Yeah, I lose outside focus. I don't have as good like stories to tell while I'm streaming because I don't do anything.
Exactly.
I don't really have anything to talk about other than like, well, this gun is really good and here's why. It's so dry and boring. But when I'm out doing stuff, then I can bring that back to the stream and we can have stupid conversations about trying to go racing in a Honda Accord.
That's also because Briar is a madman, and outside of his stream life, he does crazy things.
I like it.
Stories are great.
And I feel like chat is also changed a little bit, and they are more accepting and more and encouraging of streamers to be more healthy. At least the people that I watch, I feel like their chats often are saying, "Hey, you know, really go to bed," you know.
I mean, that may just be a reflection of like who you're hanging out with, and their chats kind of being a reflection of them, right? Because we kind of attract a certain type of people, being the people that are at the center of our communities here. But yeah, I have noticed that too. In the beginning, like my stream, especially after IRL dropped, when the IRL directory first came out, like before it became just chatting, I would be trying to get offline at night and be like, I'm sorry, I gotta go make dinner. And they'd be like, go stream it. Like, fuck. But like, I know that's an option. How do I say nicely, I love you, but I need to get the fuck away from you for a little bit. Like, I need to be in my own head. I require some time in here, or else I will go crazy.
It's even just like eating dinner on stream is so different to just relaxing and eating dinner. It's a completely different feeling.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's important.
Well, it's a pleasure having you on, Snaps. I love what you bring to the conversation.
Can we just skip Destiny talk tonight and just keep talking about that?
Yeah, I mean, that was about
honestly, like, my contribution to Destiny talk is going to be Garbo. Anyone from my community is in here probably waiting to see me like fail at answering any questions about anything, because I just hop on and play PvP. One of my friends levels all my shit for me. I pretty much had like the same loadout from the beginning of D2 until just recently when he got me a Mindbenders. And I've just been aping around like I'm a total dick in the game.
Jesus,
I'm not the typical gamer. I don't do like anything anymore. I mean, I'm hoping that with some of the new changes that I'll want to do more things, that I'll want to get focused again and like really go balls deep in the game. But right now I'm just like, PvP, let's go.
And have you done that with so yesterday cross save went active. And have you taken advantage of that? Have you what's your console or method of playing platform of playing Destiny?
I'm on PC, but I am gonna start doing, I think, console Mondays and just like switch off, because I take weekends off now. Yeah, just to play with the community. Like, I think I can't switch from PC to console midweek.
I'll go hard.
Crazy. It's like you're stuck in mud, right?
Yeah, I've actually seen some people saying that because they went to PC with cross save, they've never been there before, and they went back to console and they felt nauseous. They felt extremely.
That's what it just 2 days.
Yeah. I mean, it's when you, especially if you're looking at something above 60 FPS and you're reaching like 100 and something, and then you go back to 30, and it's the field of view. It makes people feel very claustrophobic because you feel like everything's so close. So
and that's what happens to me. I get a motion sickness, Watts, and I went over to Tefty's house. Remember when we were doing the cooking challenge? I went there to Tefty's house and I jumped on his computer because he was like, "You've got to check out what a Destiny on PC looks like."
Yeah.
And I played Diablo and Destiny on his computer for a little bit, and then and then he fired up a console, and I felt physically nauseous.
For the record, Tefty's setup is a little higher than average too. He's got high-end PC hardware, but he also runs a 240 FPS monitor.
Yeah, his setup is really nice.
Yeah,
it's stupid good.
I 200 hertz Destiny is buttery.
Yeah,
it was beautiful, and I tried to forget that moment. After I got off of his computer, I'm like, get away from me, because I knew I was never gonna see that again. I can't afford a computer like that, and I'm never gonna play Destiny like that. So it's I'm happy with my 30 frames, but man, was that beautiful.
Sure, it's rough, going back and forth.
That's what I got out of that story.
Yeah, right.
I'm happy with 30 frames. You
just have to ignore it. That's the thing. You have to just ignore the PC version to be truly happy with your console version. Just because. Honestly, the biggest thing is field of view. Field of view is
huge,
massive.
That's why I'm really kind of looking forward to the Stadia, because that's going to be running 60 FPS.
Yep.
You know, on low end hardware. Well, in my house anyway.
For me.
Yeah, it should look like, we'll see. You know, will it look kind of like a lower setting PC running at 60 over the cloud? I mean, we don't know yet, but
don't know yet. Hopefully it looks awesome. I can't wait for the PS5 and the next Xbox too, because I'm really hoping that just across the board everybody's targeting 60 FPS on these new consoles.
I would hope so, because then maybe we could look into crossplay like being a genuine thing that could happen.
Who did transfer their, like, who did use crossplay? Did anybody sign up?
I set it up,
but I haven't done it.
Same.
Oh, I did.
I made sure it worked, and then I haven't. You know, the only other version I own is PlayStation, which I used to play on, and I was like, maybe I'll go look. But for these reasons, I'm like, I don't know why. Like, a lot of people came to PC. I'm lucky that there's already a lot of people I play with there.
So for me, I'm on. I don't have a PC, so I was switching between consoles. I have a Xbox and a PS4, and so there wasn't that change between frame rates and stuff like that. It was just different consoles, and so it was really nostalgic for me. I haven't fired up a Xbox in like 6 years,
You've never had a One before, right? This is your first Xbox One?
No, I actually did. Right, I had an Xbox One. I was a 360 player, and then I bought the Xbox One early because I knew it was coming out, and I had been on the Xbox for 10 years. So of course I bought the Xbox One, and then I got it hooked on Destiny, got the PlayStation, and then my Xbox became a doorstop. It actually was underneath my desk, and it was unplugged. It was underneath my desk, and it was because when I sat on my desk, I didn't like my feet touching the ground. So I put my feet on the Xbox as like a footstool. So for about a year, that's all my Xbox was a footstool. And so
great use of technology.
Right. So then I decided to sell it because at least it would do something for me. And then so basically I hadn't had an Xbox One for real for any time of Destiny. And it was great. It was like linking up my accounts. I got to give Bungie a shitload of credit. I by the time I got home from work, I heard there was a few hiccups, but I didn't experience them. It was
what were
super
the hiccups?
easy. I feel like there were some errors and some people were having challenges linking their accounts on the Bungie.net, but I didn't have that problem. The biggest problem I had was remembering what my passwords were. I was trying to remember what my battle.
That is problem of my life always.
Yeah.
Always.
I put random passwords in and I was trying to. So once I got past that hurdle, it was like magic, man. All my characters were on Xbox. I got this really nostalgic moment when I logged in and I saw people that I hadn't played with in like years and years and years from a while ago. And some of them were even on Destiny. And I was like, you got to be kidding me. And so it was really cool. I played some. It was really interesting because I'm not used to the Xbox controller and the offset thumbsticks. So for me, the transition was the hardest thing was not Destiny or the consoles, but the controllers.
That controller is still so crisp white.
It's brand new.
Yeah.
Wow, that's beautiful.
I got it last week.
Look at this. This was my first ever Scuf, and it was once bright white, and I wore off the actual like color on it. So seeing yours, I'm like, oh wow, that's what it. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it used to look like that. Yeah,
I'm gross.
That was one of my favorite things of like Xbox controllers is this little seam that they have on the side of them. You take like a cotton swab. It was so satisfying. It's like cleaning out your ears.
Yes.
You just run a alcohol cotton swab across that seam, and you just pull out like the nastiest dirt, and you're like, yeah, that feels good.
Yep. Except I did that with my tongue, but same concept.
Right. That's gross.
It would be so disgusting.
But did anybody on the call actually experience any issues with cross-save?
No.
I had a thing when authenticating your Steam account, because you had to authenticate like Xbox, PS4, and all that stuff. When it came to authenticating Steam, it wouldn't work. It would do an error, and then it would unauthenticate everything else. So you were just like, authenticate. Oh no, authenticate again. It's not authenticated. But that got fixed pretty quickly.
Did it? Yeah, I kind of figured I'd wait a few days, see how it pans out for the populace at large.
No, it's been really great. I've experienced today playing with people that I either haven't played with before because they've been on like Xbox, or playing with people who I haven't played with in a really long time. So we actually have an Xbox clan for Lamb Squad, PlayStation, and PC, and we're all together. And it's like Lamb Squad, XBL, PC Lamb Squad, and it was really cool to see all of those people in the community coming into one place, which was PC, and playing with them again. It's really cool. It's like the community's kind of back together.
Yeah.
That's what we've all missed, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I did have a full-on error screen the first time I was trying to link it. I know some people had trouble when it was getting slammed, but I came back to it later and then it worked fine.
You know what I think? I'm pretty sure it's Pope's fault.
Oh yeah,
100%.
Absolutely.
That kind of goes unsaid.
Oh my God, no! Please don't do this. All that's gonna happen is people are gonna be messaging you all week, like with the Dodgers lost. It's Pope's fault. I just.
Thanks,
just a
Pope.
community message.
Thanks,
if you have
Pope.
any problems at all with cross save, message at Pope Bear on Twitter, and he'll be happy to solve them for you.
I'm
Hashtag
definitely,
thanks, Pope.
Yeah, any problems that you're having, just blame them on me. I'll be happy to take the fall for it.
Perfect.
Yeah. What?
Well,
Briar, you drive this
Somebody
train,
do a
don't stare at
segue.
me like
All right,
that.
I got a segue. Did anybody read the article of the Borderlands 3 developer talking about how he was surprised that Destiny and The Division didn't steal more aspects of Borderlands?
I did not.
No.
I didn't hear this.
Very interesting hot take. Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting. He didn't like
Did
in
he
my
say
reading.
steal is a word?
No, he said I think
Surprised.
borrow. Let me get the
Use.
specific quote. Let me
Have
grab
it
the-
cribbed a bit more from us.
Cribbed.
Is that the word?
Yes,
cribbed.
Yeah.
all right.
Weird.
Well,
What a weird thing
I
to
think
say.
to his point, he brought up a good point. Like I think the specific example he gave was the loot dropping immediately out of the bosses.
Yeah.
Like Borderlands does. Why Destiny didn't choose to go that direction. And I think that's a valid point. That's something very satisfying about
It did it
Borderlands.
sometimes.
And then they always did the actual engrams and stuff, not real not the actual.
Yeah, I was just thinking it was
elements
nice when
dropping on
like
the
Vault,
ground.
like right when you used to be
Raid-
Atheon, it
yeah,
immediately
Atheon
raid
used to-
gear would drop instantly. I actually liked some of that, but
No, but
But
like
to your
on
point,
the on the
overall,
ground,
On the
like
ground,
the actual gun falling
Sitting
on the
there.
ground and looking at it, and then you run across it like Borderlands did.
oh, gotcha.
You know
the
what I'm saying?
actual
Are you
physical-
all longtime Borderlands players?
I played
Not
I played
long time.
I played
I'm
it.
I
new
have played,
to the
though.
scene, but a big fan.
Okay.
Another
wasn't
thing
like that.
he mentioned, besides that he was surprised they haven't cribbed more from the Borderlands team, was that he felt that the game had been upped as far as gunplay goes, and they really had to strive to get on the level of Destiny for
Mhm.
like how the guns felt to shoot, right? Like that feel of Destiny.
Yeah.
Like they really, and having
Especially on
played
console.
Borderlands 3, I gotta say, they did get there.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
the guns feel great compared to
It's a big
Borderlands
upgrade.
2. Yeah.
It's a
Yeah,
huge
that was the
upgrade.
biggest thing, right? Because everyone was like, "Oh, Borderlands is really fun. There's so much loot, and it's really fun and trying to grind for stuff." But they're like, the shooting, I kind of just deal with it
Yeah.
because the rest of the game is so phenomenal."
I still
That's
haven't done
so
Borderlands
that's
2,
awesome.
but 3 at the premiere was really cool.
Yeah.
Kitty cat.
It's gonna be, I think, like Destiny or Bungie itself, for its history, has always had the benchmark or the reputation for being a really crisp feeling shooter. So I think that's sort of their hallmark. And if you're going to try to emulate Destiny for something, I think that is something to strive for, because it's what keeps me coming back to playing the game. It feels fun to shoot shit in the face. And like if a game can accomplish that, a shooter game can accomplish that, I think they've got half of the equation solved right there.
Yeah, I mean, it for 5 years standing, in my opinion, has been the most polished looter shooter, first person shooter out there. I mean, there's no contest. I couldn't really name another one where I'm like, yeah, like it feels as good. I mean, especially between PvP and PvE and all that, but they still have it going for them. But Borderlands 3, at least, like, yeah, I went to that reveal event, and when I first played it, they said, well, you have to use the controller. I was like, I'm gonna have to adjust everything and blah blah blah. Yeah, and then man, I put my hands on it and I was like, I gotta hand it to you guys. Like it just feels good, glassy. Is the word I always use. And big huge change from Borderlands 2. People are gonna love it if you play on controller.
I do.
I'm excited for it. I was a big fan of playing through it. I didn't really get hooked to it like other people did. I played the stories and all the DLCs and stuff like I did all that, but I did a single playthrough and then I didn't. I was heavily playing COD, so I just went back to doing my thing. But I did enjoy it. I will pick it up and play it.
Borderlands is nice. If you haven't played it out there, anyone. It's not like Destiny in the sense that you just feel this pressure to keep all these guns and put them in the vault. And there's a little bit of that, but ultimately what I personally, as a newer person who's gotten a lot of fun out of Borderlands, is what I like so much is it feels just so welcoming. There's so many guns that could easily overwhelm you, but you're like, you know what? There's this next gun that's always amazing, and you always feel like you're not losing something that you left behind. It's always what's in front of you. That's what I feel anyway. And eventually, of course, you do get to the I'm grinding out a legendary drop, which is a little more hardcore. But
that could have been a great metaphor for life. Like you're not losing out. You're just looking forward to what comes next.
Yeah,
I like this. That's it.
One of the things that I
less
liked
stress.
about Borderlands that I felt like was missing from Destiny that we almost get from the tribute hall is that I really liked in Borderlands they gave us a place where you could test your guns, you know, on different enemies and see what the hit numbers are and what it felt like. There's that shooting range that you could go to and shoot real targets. I mean, it was kind of more morbid that the targets were like pinned to the wall and they were like, you know, you would go in there and shoot them. But and I think you can get some of that aspect in the tribute hall. But it would be nice if Destiny, as a looter shooter, had a place that we could effectively a more controlled area where we could test the guns. I think that would be really cool. But someone right now is writing in chat, that's what PvP is for. But
that's not what I'm paying attention to in chat. But yes.
What started it?
I'm not watching chat. What am I saying?
Oh, there's been some discussion, you know, in the community of controllers on PC and stuff. And
I saw an eggplant. Eggplant means.
we were waiting for it.
Yeah, that's what I like.
I love it. Good snaps. Bleep. That's actually what the emote's called, so that's perfect. It's bleep.
Oh,
my god,
that's hilarious.
Well, what's wrong with playing Destiny on PC with a controller? Because
there's nothing.
That's what I'm gonna do when I get my
There's
PC.
literally nothing wrong. Because you know what? You're allowed to have fun in ways that you want to have fun. I know it's a weird concept, but
they say that, but you just go a little over the line, and all of a sudden the police show up.
What are you doing with your controllers, Briar? I haven't seen them in a while.
And how public is it? That's when things start to get real risky. Is when you involve the general public.
I want to thank Scuf for sponsoring this episode.
Oh my god, I love my Scuf impact. It fits great.
I'm always curious why Briar's always first in line when I say, "Hey, does anybody need a new Scuf?" He's like, "Me."
Give me the one with the rubber grips.
Super excited about it. I want the vibrating parts.
Oh my god, rubber grips. Wow.
Well, they do send the bottle of gamer grip with it, so
don't know if you want grip for that particular thing, but if you want to.
Yeah, there's also gamer goo.
Goo's probably better than grip.
Yeah.
I actually remember when the beta hit for PC 2 years ago, like in the summertime, like right before the game came out.
Yep.
And we all jumped on, and it was, you know, it was a slaughterhouse, right? Because all the people who'd been playing Destiny for 3 years jumped into the PC beta of Destiny 2, where
kicking all them World of Warcraft nerds' butts, right, Briar?
Like people had never experienced Destiny. They didn't know, like, you know, how the game performed. They didn't, you know the special abilities and how the guns performed. But there had always been, and I feel like this is finally changing, but there's always been this like conversation that, well, you can never match up PC players and console players because the mouse and keyboard is so much superior to using a console in shooters that, you know, the console players would just get wrecked. And that weekend, that was just the opposite. It was like, I remember going in there with Wilson and a couple other Rezo guys and just mopping the floor. And we were all using controllers because, you know, that's what we were playing Destiny with at the time. Oh my God, that was so much fun.
Then
I enjoyed it as well.
2 weeks later, it wasn't. Then the mouse and keyboard players started to
catch up. But still, like, there's tons of people who are amazing on controller, and Fortnite has the same thing going for it. That conversation exists there too, and then you find there's folks like Annihilus and Nick. What's his name? But yeah, they use controller and they dominate. So it's definitely
If you build a good controller interface, then it's gonna keep up.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's like, look, it's not that the PC doesn't have its technical advantage in terms of the input lag and all that, but that doesn't mean that it's the superior choice. It's whatever works best for you.
Yep.
Because at the end of the day, it's your skill and how that conducts. You know, the controller's just your conduit for that. So
Yeah.
That's right.
I can't play on either of them.
Yeah, and
I get a
tried
lot of
both.
people that come into my stream and they say I must be using mouse and keyboard because I move so fast in the game, and I'm like, no, it's just this is what I'm the most comfortable with.
Yeah.
I've been using controller for fucking ever now. Like I can move quickly with this because it's like all my muscle memory is still locked into that shit.
sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
Especially with Destiny, it's a real special case because there's not many games that were console only and then went to PC.
Yeah.
Either they come out on everything, or
Yeah.
they'll
And-
always be available on PC. So when people have played Destiny for so many years with a controller, there's going to be a lot of people that just want to keep using controller because that's what they've played for so many years.
Yep, that's
Yeah,
me.
and
It's a special
not
case.
some highly super competitive esport where the game has been tuned
It's
for
not?
competition.
It is.
Yeah, but my point is, like, some games, sure, you probably can't have an option where the controller, you're playing someone on a controller that has a little auto assist, but like in this game, it doesn't really matter that much.
Yeah.
Um,
So I've been
it's a big difference.
reading. There's been a few articles that have come out recently just because of the cross save. They've hit the news again, and they talk about how much different the game plays with a mouse and keyboard, specifically on PC, with how hand cannons feel, how hip fire on SMGs feel, and does that change when you switch to a controller on PC? Does the characteristics of
PC versus console?
Right. Does a controller on a PC, does the hand cannon now have bloom on it and hip fire not accurate? I mean, that's the question I'm asking. Like, it's obviously there's going to be some benefits that are in the game with the field of view and things like that, but the game feels fundamentally different, and I'm wondering if I can get that different feel with still a cute mouse with a controller.
So you still will have recoil and stuff with a controller. Like that happens as soon as you put a controller in, no matter where you're playing. But because of the wider field of view, it's way less intrusive when you're getting that kickback with hand cannons and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So guns feel way better because you have that wider field of view. Even if they perform exactly the same, your field of view is much, much, much wider. So you can see more of your screen. It doesn't feel like you're fighting against this gun that's just like
Well,
not
that's a
letting
good
you
point.
see what the hell is going on.
When the game first came out, I would have strongly disagreed with Watts because it felt so different. Like using a controller felt so different on PC. But so I went out to Titan and I stood exactly the same distance away from a wall on PS4 and on PC and shot at the wall with a hand cannon to see if the recoil was different. It was no different. It just feels different because of the field of view. Yeah.
It feels real nice and crispy.
Yep. Plus, you got twice as many frames at least happening, which just affects your perception of everything.
Yeah.
Only if people made videos about this, like.
Well, that was 2 years ago. With the odd thing is that there's two different metas because with a mouse in your hand, you don't get the recoil and the bloom feels much less with a mouse in your hand. So some weapons feel much better with a mouse and not as good with a controller, but vice versa too. Like I find that like a lot of auto fire guns, I'm much better with a controller than I am with a mouse and keyboard because it's harder to track a target with a mouse where there's very little aim assist as opposed to with a controller where there's a ton of aim assist.
Yeah.
Play whatever you want.
Yeah, you can. You can totally play with either way. And there's top PvP players right now playing with controllers and with
Drewski.
Yeah,
Drewski's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, I showed him everything he knew, but
It's
good. It's all right.
That's funny.
Hit me up, Drewski. Let's go.
1v1. I don't know. We saw what happened with you and DMG. I don't know if we need that.
Yeah.
Well, I was sandbagging that just because I didn't want him to, we were
not
on a big
only did you get
stage.
physically outplayed, but you got mentally outplayed.
That's
that was
true.
actually the
That's
crazy
the
thing
crop
about it.
of
So
it.
you
boy.
really
Snaps. They
I
messed
missed
with
some shit here, and I'm
they messed with
happy.
my mind. They got it. They got in there deep.
it was like
Oh,
they were
yeah?
interviewing Pope about his high school girlfriends during the match.
What?
And, like, Pope couldn't help but explain
we're about
like
to go
everything.
We're about to go one-on-one, and then all of a sudden Cosmo pretends like he's going to do an interview of me, and he goes, this is on the Bungie, live stream, and so I'm trying to be on my best. They give me this talk about how we're going to ask you a few questions, blah, blah, blah. And so then they get into this game, and I'm playing with Dylan, and it's for realsies, and then he goes, Cosmo goes, so tell us about your first high school girlfriend. and I'm like, and then I die, and so they were messing with me, man. And and Brian, I muted everybody else, so I didn't know, and
we were screaming, saying, mute him, Pope Bear.
I realized it too late, and I only lost by 1, so it's not like I got destroyed. Mentally, I got destroyed.
Mentally, you got destroyed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like it. It sounds like it left some scars.
I am.
We're still getting over it, Snaps.
I feel like I feel like I put it behind me, Snaps, and then every time I come onto the podcast, it's like a wound is being scratched open by these guys every time.
I'm glad you feel that way.
I'm sure somehow it's your own fault, though.
It's
Thanks,
gotta
Pope.
be my fault.
It's gotta be.
Yeah.
Thanks, Pope.
Yep,
Well, I mean, and then we blame Watts for winning. Like I get blamed for.
the way it goes.
I mean, yeah,
That's what
that
happens when
sounds
you carry a
reasonable to
team.
me.
You get blamed for winning.
Watts was playing out of her freaking mind, and then just destroyed.
I was just killing Holtzman over and over again.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
It was
Remember that
basically-
time we made a video just about killing Holtzman?
That
we
was
made an
over.
entire video. You can search it on our YouTube. Snaps.
It was
It's like
fantastic.
You're my
It's just-
favorite trolls.
it's just every death in the entire match. We played 5 games. There's the entire thing. Every time he died, we
Every
put it in.
time Holtzman died.
Every time.
That's the sign of a good friendship right there.
That's
Like
it.
that's just straight magical.
We tried to get him to make it movie of the week.
That would have been so good.
That
I
would
still
have.
think we should have won.
Oh, totally.
Oh my god.
Can we resubmit it? It's
I
fine.
should.
don't know. We should try.
You should.
I think it was biased.
You think?
Did anybody read the This Week at Bungie? The TWAB?
Right.
I did.
Yes.
Anything good in there? I didn't get a chance to read it yet.
It wasn't a
Oh,
lot
we
in
have-
there
we
versus all those
have-
trailers and
No.
There's-
Mr. Frankie 2 times is 100%
man.
wrong.
There is good
Okay.
stuff in there.
Billion%. There's a community challenge that's happening in
Yes.
September.
Oh
What's
yeah.
this?
Yeah.
Okay, but that's not the biggest thing that's happened.
That
since
is the
last
I mean,
week's
that's
show.
a big deal.
that's the biggest thing in the TWAB.
I think it's cool. No, for sure. But wait,
Whoa,
correct me
You're
if I'm wrong.
mentioning that literally nothing is happening at the
So
TWAB.
you're
know, but
saying,
correct
you're
me-
saying that doesn't sound cool?
No, it
Are
does.
you
but
going on
I thought you were.
Frankie 2 times?
Hey,
I
Pope,
thought you were
don't try
asking
and push the
what's the
aggression off of
biggest
you.
stuff this week.
I would never do that, Briar.
Anyway,
I'm not
I don't
deflecting.
want to interrupt. But just so I
Go
remember, I wasn't on last week, right? But the trailers weren't
We
out
haven't
yet.
been
right?
on for like 3
No.
weeks, so
Okay,
it's
but
okay.
can you just answer seriously for a second? So, Season of
It has
Undying
been.
trailer
This is
and the new
stupid.
Shadowkeep trailer, the Gamescom stuff, none of that had happened.
I don't think we haven't. We also haven't talked about the Dev Diary 3 yet either.
Mhm.
Exact. Oh, really? Yeah. See,
I
there's a
don't know.
lot. But anyway, I guess there's a community challenge on Mars.
Yeah.
I mean, it's in the TWAB. You're talking about trailers that literally came out like a few days ago. I'm talking about the TWAB. Stuff
I'm with
that
Watts
just
on this
came
one.
out
This
in
is
the
good
TWAB.
news. This is good news.
It is good. I actually, you're acting like I hate this or so. I think it's cool.
I think you
Anyway,
hate everything, Frankie.
Let's tell everybody about it.
I think you just
Snaps, I'm glad
this,
you're
Watts.
here. I'm gonna need.
Going deep. Going deep.
Yeah.
Hey everyone, be nice to my friend, all right? Remember
Thanks,
who's
Snaps.
the real enemy here. It's
Whoa.
fucking Pope.
Pope Bear.
Okay.
That's right. She's the best.
I'm
God.
really
2 times just says he hates the community and community events.
He literally never said that.
Thanks, Snaps. Thanks for bringing us around on that. That's a real community leader.
Listen.
You know, you
He
really.
You know,
He
I
wants to watch
blame
the world
Pope for
burn.
cancel culture. Look at him trying right now, trying to cancel a nice, honest man working for a living with like 1,000 jobs. Man, and this guy doesn't understand how important it is that you scoop across when you have.
Don't.
All right.
Okay, first of all, since she brings it up like a 3rd time, I have to explain something here.
Oh,
Nobody
no.
in their freaking right mind scoops across on a Neapolitan ice cream.
I
You
do.
scoop the vanilla. No,
Scoop across.
No, but
That's the whole point of getting all the flavors.
No,
right?
you got vanilla, chocolate, and strawberry. It's 3 in 1. You can choose to get vanilla, chocolate, strawberry. It's the best way to.
Why don't you just buy each of those individually?
Because I have kids, and kids want vanilla chocolate ice cream. That way you get one, and then you.
Well, that's still your own fault. Blame Pope. That's that's.
First of all, nobody scoops across.
If
you are,
that is a joyless way to eat.
Most people scoop across because it's the whole point. Apparently,
we did a poll on this. We did a poll on this. Snaps.
This isn't the entire.
A long
I don't
time
remember
ago.
that.
We did a poll, and
I
lost on that poll.
I hate.
Yeah, you probably did because you're wrong.
You guys are on the path to anarchy. Scooping across, like you gotta grab a little bit of chocolate, a little bit of vanilla. No, I don't want strawberry today. I'm not gonna scoop across.
Wow, did you think when you started this day, Briar, that you would end it by agreeing with Pope? Did you see that coming?
No, I think I got to really rethink my life. Is this the life I want to live? Agreeing with Pope Bear?
When Briar and I agree on something, you know it's real.
Something bad is happening.
No, you know something is weird.
Something awful is about to happen.
Usually it means that I've made a horrible mistake.
Yep. Gates of hell are opening up right now.
Anyway.
Something
All right, what the
wild's
fuck
happening.
is this community challenge?
Let's hear about it.
Whether we wanted it or not.
It's the September Community Challenge on Mars. So it's going to start on September 3rd at 10 a.m. Pacific, and it's going to end September 10th at 10 a.m. Pacific.
Okay. So
and we have community objectives. So if you don't know what that is, it's the whole entire people that are playing Destiny can contribute to us completing this challenge. So the objectives are defeat 175,000 Wave 7 Escalation Protocol bosses.
Woohoo! Holy cow.
Defeat 300 million Hive on Mars.
Yep.
Defeat Nokris 150,000 times.
Oh my god.
Defeat Zal 100,000 times. And use 300,000 override frequencies.
Wow.
That is a community challenge.
Hefty numbers. Nope, it's just Poke Bear that has to do it.
Yeah, it's just that's the new grind that we're talking about. That's how you get the thingamajigger, the exotic thingamajigger.
You'll be rewarded with 1 prime engram.
You're gonna actually be rewarded with an emblem, right?
Yes.
This sounds honestly,
it's a cool looking emblem.
We'll go over the rewards, but also the fact that this is taking place on Mars makes me feel like we are opening some type of very suspicious gate into some very suspicious lands.
There's suspicious things happening. They don't just do things.
You don't just do this.
It's a good point. Yeah. Because they did say too, we didn't mention that they said they tuned a few things there, right?
Oh,
yes.
Well, first of all, let's put our spin foil hats on.
Hold on, because there's more in here. If the community reaches all the above goals, Callus will unlock additional rewards for successful menagerie completions.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
that's dope.
And then it's gonna multiply as it goes on.
Yep.
Additional rewards become Callus will grow. You will grow fat. There's So they're gonna make it more and more rewarding up until the Shadowkeep.
Yeah,
but I love that there's an emblem for it because it's like the whole community is participating in this one thing, and if we're successful, then you get to have an emblem. By the way, it does say that you have to complete at least 1 nightfall to get the emblem. So make sure you do, even if you want to, be a freeloader, as some people may call it. Make sure you do. Make sure you do 1 nightfall. But it's really cool because this is something that really represents a challenge in the community. Like we all just came together and did this thing in this one period of time.
We've talked about this a ton on the show. Like we wanted things like this. We were hoping that the faction rallies would be something similar to this, or community challenges like that. They were something like it. They came close to it, but I feel like this whole thing, if we meet that challenge, I'm with you, Watts. I'd like there to be some sort of huge, bridge, maybe that's opened between Mars and the moon.
I'm talking about the Black Garden, Pope Bear.
Yeah, you think so?
The Black Garden's on Mars. The gate was on Mars.
Yeah.
So we're opening that gate. I think we're doing something funky.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did we read that line? Because I think you're onto something. As a quality of life update, coming on September 3rd that touches some of Mars content. That's why
Yeah.
they decided to do this. So yeah, maybe
why would they be
something's-
choosing Mars? Why would they be schemazzling all over Mars? I don't
We're
know.
schemazzling.
They're
I don't even know what
schemazzling
that
on
means,
Mars.
How
but
do
it's
you spell?
just
Schemazzle.
go with it.
Okay, no,
Schemazzling.
I'm good with it. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
you're
Scuba
right.
cross.
Yeah.
Is it one of the words that can be like used for everything? Like
Yes.
everything?
Yeah.
Everything.
Use it in
I
another
schemazzled
example.
that Titan.
I gotta
Ooh.
go schemazzle real quick. I'll be right back.
What's the likelihood of Snaps
Perfect.
and Briar schemazzling at the same time?
That's
I
a low
mean,
schemazzle.
Very unlikely.
The very low schemazzle?
That's a low.
Well, I mean, I understand they live in different parts of the world, but they're both gone at the same time, so we could schemazzle a lot of things right now.
Yeah, sure.
Mhm.
We can.
Yeah.
It is just like
Without
so much.
Briar, who moves on to the next segment?
I mean, that's it for TWAB range. Just
Are we
like the
done?
challenge. I mean, we can go through. So, well, there's a lot to talk about.
Yes.
Where do we, so
Yeah.
we have the director's cut number 3 we need to talk about.
Yep.
We have information that came out of Gamescom that we need to talk about.
Yes.
So where should we start?
I'm looking at you.
I personally think I would recommend starting with just like the new Shadowkeep trailer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or I mean
The
anything along
Gamescom
those
trailer
lines.
or the Season of the Undying trailer?
the
Yeah.
Gamescom trailer.
The
Gamescom.
Gamescom trailer was more interesting, so I
Yeah.
agree
Yes.
with this choice.
Briar's back. So we
All right,
bought him
Briar,
that
we're
much
going to
time.
talk about the Gamescom trailer.
Okay, great.
Okay.
So did
Briar's like,
everybody?
"Sweet."
Yeah.
Oh, that's it.
I assume everybody saw it. There was just like a lot in terms of like what more armor confirmations, exotic weapon confirmations. Like what was the biggest stuff we saw in there? I guess
We
is,
saw
you know,
a Void rocket launcher that looks
Yeah.
like a Void Gallahorn, which was very
Yes.
interesting because it has like the tracking rounds that shoot in the little
It's got
Void balls.
Wolfpack rounds.
It
It's
reminds me
got
of
Void
the
shiny spooky balls.
it.
isn't it like the Nova bomb?
Yeah, it looks like it hits with right. Doesn't it hit first and then it leaves behind the like small nova
Yeah,
particles,
it's
which
like-
then
it's-
seek back out.
Looks
That's
really,
really cool.
It looks like a nova bomb rocket, which is pretty
It
cool.
does, yeah.
sounding.
It looks like you're shooting a Nova bomb out of your rocket. It's
Do you have to
pretty
be a warlock to use it?
Oh,
cool.
No.
Maybe that's the
Warlocks
warlock
get all the
specific
cool
weapon.
shit.
What if it didn't work? You know, as a Titan, you know, you just couldn't use it, Pope. You're like, tung, tung, it's not working for you.
Well, it's if I'm a Titan, it's probably because I can't find the button to shoot it.
Oh wow, wow! You're betraying your own kind, sir.
No, that's not betrayal. That's me being honest. There's a
Betrayal.
difference.
Okay,
So what's
Um,
it? So
that was big.
Mhm.
That was definitely a big. There was more weapons in there as well. Is that the one that showed potentially the new heavy crossbow as well? I think so. Remember in the Vidoc they
yeah.
demoed the. In the Vidoc, yeah, they showed there's potentially going to be. Well, they are working on it. They said the new heavy weapon, power weapon crossbow, and
That's
in
dope.
there is a shot with a warlock or something carrying like huge in front of
wait,
it. It's
wait,
like a
is it a
monstrous
bow
looking
or a crossbow?
I mean, I was calling it a crossbow. Sorry, it's a
Well, I mean, there's-
compound. It's a compound bow.
Okay,
of
so
some
that's
kind.
that's not like
It's not.
that
a
is not a crossbow.
It's
It
not
looks
a
like a
crossbow.
normal
I
bow.
misspoke. Thank you for the clarification.
you're-
actually.
there's
right.
a
It's
lot
for
of
sure a
people-
crossbow, not a recurve though, because
Yeah.
I
mean,
don't
is
even
it a
know if-
compound recurve.
if I
What
agree
is-
that it's a compound. I think
I
if
don't know what a
anything, it would
recurve is.
probably
Children.
be a recurve.
Children.
Sorry.
we have to be accurate here. There's people that count on this podcast to give them.
Specificity
people
matters.
are
No
lost.
one
Thank
looks
you,
at this
Snaps.
podcast for
Thank you, Snaps.
information.
People come here
Literally
for
nobody.
information. Yes, they do.
No, they
This-
don't.
No, you know
There's a
what's
guy
funny is there's
listening right now
literally
that believes that there's a crossbow in Destiny. coming.
right. There are like 4 people out of your listeners that are upset at you right now for daring
Yes.
to suggest that it's the same thing. They're like, listen, I don't have any whisker biscuits on my recurve. I only have them on my compound. You don't know what you're talking about. That's not a fucking crossbow.
Yeah, they're gonna send Fran angry messages with pictures of
It's-
crossbows versus.
Actually, the
Crossbows.
crossbow
Let me-
wasn't invented
use the
until
hashtag-
14th century.
Thank you.
Yeah. Let me enlighten y'all in the first place. It's not any of those things because it's a fake fantasy weapon in a video game. So if you think
Whoa.
that it
Oh,
looks
I
like a
don't
weapon
think
in
it
real life,
is.
we're all wrong
I've
because
seen
it's
bows like
whatever
that.
it is.
Sure,
You
it has a chain as a drawstring, but I don't see a
You
problem.
can drop your bow knowledge all you want, but it's not a type of real world.
Honestly,
Anyway,
we're
Chain
just
is
pandering right now
No,
to
I
those
know.
like 4 people. Like, love me. I know what you're talking about.
yeah, I do think that's
Yeah.
cool
I
if
don't
you're
know
a
what I'm
bow
talking
expert.
about, ever.
At me on Twitter.
I do.
I want to know more about
What's
you.
the deal with the red ghosts in this trailer?
Yes, at the
Um,
beginning. No
yeah.
I
way.
know
They
the
look
answer to
like
that.
Guardians.
Guardians.
Yeah, they
They
do.
do look like guardians.
You can
They
see
are
pretty
giants.
clearly.
So they are
Yeah.
basically during Destiny 1, when we were awakening the hive and the hive just swarmed us and killed us and our body was there,
Mhm.
all those dead guardians are basically being resurrected.
Is
That
this
bridge looks
all the-
familiar too, doesn't it?
Yes.
that
Yeah,
they're
it looks
on?
like a Crotus End bridge almost.
It sure
but-
does.
Are we doing Crota all over again? Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
But I think it's gonna have to do with this nightmare mode, right? I think that's
Yeah.
So
Do you
we
want
don't
to
know what
talk
the
about
nightmares
that,
are.
Frankie?
I mean, we don't know that much about it, but they did
We don't.
show in the Gamescom. That was a good segue. They did show in the Gamescom Xbox demo. There's some footage in there where they were hovering over. There's a couple nightmare modes. We can see them clearly on the moon map. We also got a preview of the new, heroic mode or whatever. There's like adept. What are there's 3 of them. But there's the new levels of difficulty.
Yeah, there was
like adept, legendary.
I have it
need
if
to
you
look it
want
up.
me to say.
Oh, yes.
So there's Adept, Hero, and Legend. When we're looking at Nightmare Hunt Servitude, so yeah, it's this new thing called Nightmare Hunt, and this is Servitude. The light levels are 860 for Adept, 920 for Hero, and 950 for Legend. For Adept, there's just 1 modifier. But when you go to Legend, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 modifiers.
And they all suck.
Well, we
Thanks,
don't
All
Pope.
painful.
We don't know.
You're
if they
welcome.
suck.
You guys
'Cause
just
we
need to
have-
get good out there.
We have
Just-
the Champions Overload, which is something new, and Champions Barrier, which is something new.
Oh, okay.
And then there's also Torment of Zydron. And apparently Zydron is that Gate Lord that we killed over and over again when 3 of Coins were busted.
Mhm.
Oh my
really?
god, I
Yeah.
forgot that
I
3 of
remember that
Apparently
one,
that's
actually.
that guy.
That dude's got an axe
shit.
to grind.
That's why
Yeah,
it's
he
his
does.
torment. He's pissed.
Imagine being that guy that's been farmed, being sentient, knowing that you're spawning in to be farmed.
That's
Speaking
why
of which,
he's
we
back.
saw Omnigul
You know-
too, didn't we?
I wouldn't.
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
no, we've seen
Yes.
I wouldn't be surprised if the reason Bungie did this is because we farmed him so much.
And
that Now
Omnigul.
it's the torment of Zydron because we tormented him.
Can we do an Omnigul scream competition real quick?
Mm-mm.
Oh,
no.
no.
Can you do it?
I like how Watts had her mouth open for a second and she was like, wait, no.
That's the best I can do. Sorry. Wow.
That was
That
nailed
was
it.
pretty good, Pope.
Good job.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
Need to
Yeah.
get Morla on here to do
Mhm.
that. Morla, I believe, does that. The voice of Eris, I think.
Yeah.
does
We
that.
are actually.
He
gonna
does the
get-
Omnigul.
actually-
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Morla is coming on the show.
Oh.
Just after Shadowkeep launches, she's gonna be the next guest after that, and we're gonna have Eris
That's
come
awesome.
scare the crap out of us.
I love her
That's
attitude.
awesome.
I like
She's
I like her
amazing.
social
she
media and
is.
stuff.
She's a
She's
boss.
Yeah.
she's
She's
got a
boss.
great personality. What a cool human.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Morla's awesome.
And I saw her putting in work at Guardian Con to
Yeah.
like be there for everyone, and that shit is exhausting. Like major props to her. She probably
Oh, I
burned
mean-
through so many permanent markers.
Yeah, she was very
So
popular.
many.
It was awesome.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Hey, wait,
Um,
how did your booth go? Can I ask that? Am I allowed to like be a person that asks questions on your podcast?
That's a great question, Pope.
Not yours, Pope.
Whoa.
Your.
Oh. No, but a great
we
question for
didn't-
Pope.
We weren't there.
We weren't there.
I was.
Wait,
Yeah.
what?
We weren't at
Oh.
Guardian Con. That's
So then why did I
Frankie-
think
Frankie
that was a
two-times.
thing?
Pope wouldn't let us go.
I saw Snaps at Guardian.
He grounded
so
us.
she was-
Okay, is that what it was? It was because I saw Fran and I
So,
was like,
we
yeah,
thought-
dope hair,
we thought
Fran.
the,
friendship.
You know,
we
Stephanie
thought
takes
it
off
was
his,
gonna-
off his pants 1 year at Guardian Con, and now nobody's allowed to go.
Mm.
So
I
we
thought it
thought
was
it was
funny.
going to be a different weekend, and so we planned around that. And I planned my vacation to
Oh.
Vietnam, and
Yeah.
so when we got closer to the date and they announced the date, I was already going to be in. I'd already
It was
purchased
all fudged.
family tickets,
Oh,
so
poopy
I
pig.
couldn't go, and because I couldn't go, I wouldn't allow them to go.
They
So
banned,
just
yeah,
blame
he
me.
banned us.
Yeah,
Blame Pope,
obviously.
see?
Mhm.
They
Thank
all
God.
said,
Blame
but
Pope.
Pope, we should go, to represent our. I said, no. Well, then you're paying for it because I'm not doing shit, And then that's it. That's how it landed. I just said, no, you can't go, and
Yep.
that's so blame me, really.
I barely got to see the floor this year, so I just like assumed. So
There
that's
was a
my
lot going on
bad,
on
but
the
it's
floor
still
as
your
well.
fault, obviously,
it is.
Pope.
Of course. We will be at the next one though.
Oh,
we hear it's a good idea.
Are we?
Probably.
So we should get
unless it doesn't conflict with my like vacation plans. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. We should still go through the Gamescom trailer though, because there's a lot of stuff just in that. I don't know how much time you guys want to spend on this versus like
as much time as
the
necessary.
Gatewood artifact, and then there's going to be.
I do want to talk about the artifact.
I know, and that was the thing. I know that we're going to jump to that, but what I would mention, and you guys maybe choose, but okay, we know Monte Carlo was reconfirmed again in the trailer for Shadowkeep.
I hope it has an Eververse finisher where I stab something with it.
With the Monte Carlo,
specifically for Monte Carlo.
That would be cool.
So I got a concern real quick while we're talking about the finishers. I got a concern about the finishers. If they're going to be selling different animations in Eververse, is there going to be any that are a priority, like that have animation priority, like that are a faster kill or faster to get out of?
You can't use them in PvP, so I don't think it really matters.
In PvP?
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not
I would doubt they would do that. I think they that's a good question. Do they all time out the same, or
they seem to be being really careful with finishers?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do they take the same amount of time? Are you invulnerable while you're doing it?
No.
Yeah, you're not.
Okay.
So it is a risk versus reward. They actually specifically said that. That's a good question.
Well, it is interesting that we are looking at some of the. It's funny you bring that up, Briar, because we are looking at some of the exotic armor or weapon ornaments actually physically changing the effects of a gun and its quality. Right, I think Fallout did a video.
Yeah, we had a question about this in Twitter questions.
Oh, okay, good.
If you want to jump
into that,
okay, we can talk about it then.
Yeah, but there is that one. This is the first example that we're seeing, and so it's a valid question to ask, right? Like, are we starting to see that enter into Eververse where you can buy performance?
Well, we'll ask it later. Let's move on. There's a new exotic. It looks like I don't know, some kind of like laser bondage face mask kind of thing.
Laser bondage.
Yeah.
From that.
Sure.
What he's talking about?
Hunter.
To me, it looks like either it looks like a bride's veil, maybe.
Thank
maybe
you.
you're like
Me
a
too.
creepy bride. You know, maybe.
No, there's cultures where they have veils like that. It's
I want to make a death bride of death.
Wait, I thought we saw the actual details on that one.
Yeah, so it's called
came out.
Assassin's Cowl.
There it is.
The exotic perk on it is called Vanishing Execution, where defeating a guardian with a melee attack or a combatant with a finisher grants invisibility and restores a portion of health and shields.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
And also the image used for the exotic perk is Naruto run, so that's also very exciting.
Okay. Watts, I think you're the best person to ask about this. Does it look like that hunter is wearing a hoodless cape?
Yes. Yeah, in the trailer.
Do you think it's just a scarf?
I think it's just a scarf. Yeah, no, we've seen some of the armor. One of the armor sets that we're thinking is an Eververse armor set that looks very Vexy. We're thinking that one just has like a scarf. Because there's no hood.
My favorite, two of my favorite Destiny 1 like hunter cloaks were the starting scarf with no cloak, and then the Tanics big comfy scarf.
Yeah.
I kind of want a scarf for my hunter.
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't had those in all of D2.
I mean, it looks
in the trailer it's got like a cape, right? But there's nothing. There's no hood.
No hood.
Yeah, there's no
it's kind of more similar to Tanics' cape in the
just an all leather hunter outfit with like a choke collar that has a like chain. Is that what you're talking about, Brian? Just like something like that?
No, Pope. God,
no.
Yeah, I mean, it mostly just looks like it's like a mesh energy helmet.
I like that we're back on bondage, though. I mean, not that I know that that's what he's talking.
I'm not talking about bondage. I was talking about just like a leather suit. Like, come on.
My kids listen to the show, you sick pervert.
Wow.
It's not perverted. It's
also,
healthy.
my kids don't listen to the show, so we're all
okay. Do your kids even know what you do, Briar? Do you just like live in a secret life?
You walk into that door.
I'm an insurance salesman.
He goes in there all day, but we don't know why.
Meanwhile, Briar's got his weird VR helmet on.
I'm making you guys dinner. We don't eat stuff in.
I gotta tell you, speaking of the weird VR helmet and being alone in a room, I've been playing No Man's Sky. And in No Man's Sky, to fly the ship, you literally use the joystick, like you use this thing like a joystick, and the best way to do it is to just put it on your leg so you have a flat spot. So I literally am sitting there.
That must look great.
VR helmet on.
I like it.
I gotta
It's a
We need a
solid
GIF of that.
visual.
We need to
It
get
is
to
a
that.
solid
There's
visual.
VR anime girl porn. So that's pretty sure.
Oh, there
that's
is.
Briar's.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Maybe all set up.
I'm
Briar,
VR
that's
is
gonna
gonna
be
be a
a
whole
whole
mess.
secret. When we do our Secret Santa, that's what I'm getting, Briar.
Sounds
VR anime porn.
I bet you the
Perfect.
technology for VR like started in the porn industry. It had to. I mean, that's probably where the money's coming from.
Maybe.
We were talking about exotics in
Exotics,
Destiny,
yeah.
by the way.
So-
This is how this happened.
So in
I thought
addition
it-
to
I
the
thought-
helmet,
Go with the free stream of the conversation. I apologize. Go ahead.
in addition to the Hunter VR helmet, we saw, I think the Titan has like these wings or like
He has
blades.
pants. Oh,
Oh, I thought it was
the
on the
exotic
back.
pants. Never mind.
Oh, I was talking about the
Okay.
the two like wings. There's like
He does
two-
have wings. It looks very cool.
Yeah, they're wings or
Yeah,
blades
that
sticking
does
out of the
look
back.
cool.
We don't know what it does,
Well,
but it looks cool.
It does
What are the
look cool.
pants? Tell us about the pants, Watts.
Are they Jinkos?
I can't find them. Let me see
I
if I
hope
can
so.
find them.
They have like metal tags. On
Everyone
them.
who's old just outed themselves. You busted.
I only
busted.
watch videos of only 90s kids. Okay, fine. I know that.
Just show us
Um,
your
It was
chain wallet and
the-
get it over with.
It was the Titan pants that do stuff with sunspots.
Oh yeah, that's right. We did see that. We actually got a
Can't
little
remember- I
information
can't
on
find
those.
the
I didn't have that
picture.
right in front of me. There's a lot of information that came out in the trailer. Maybe why Watts looks that up. In addition, in the trailer, we also saw. I think my guess is it was nightmares, but we actually see Fogoth. You remember the chained up ogre from Summoning
right.
Pits?
I got it.
We see Gaul, and we also
Is he going to
saw
be hard? Is
Crota
he going to
and
actually put up a fight this time? I hope
Gaul.
so.
He's going to be
Yeah.
a nightmare. He probably will this time.
I mean, I hope he's found like in his nightmare realm. He's not just a pushover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Watts, do you have the pants info?
I do. So the perk, so it's called Phoenix Cradle, and these are some exotic pants for Titan. And the perk is your Sun Warrior benefits last twice as long from Sunspot. Allies who
Nice.
pass through Sunspot also get benefits of Sun Warrior.
Oh, that's
Oh,
nice.
snap!
Yeah. So it's actually making
Yes.
Sunspots somewhat usable.
Somewhat
Yes.
useful.
Somewhat.
I actually might use the sunspots now. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's cool.
All right.
Everyone's gonna get the benefit from it. It's really cool.
And then as Fran was saying, we did see
Awesome.
Crota. We saw. who
We
else?
saw
Omnigul,
Gaul. We
Gaul.
saw
I think Tanix
Skull-
was a maybe.
Tanix,
Skullus.
really?
Oh, maybe it's Skolas.
Skolas, yeah.
Yeah, it's totally Skull.
That
The
is Skolas, you're
Defiler.
right. Skolas.
Enter
the Defiler.
a clip of
Varix?
Holtz doing Tanix or Varix.
Varix,
Yeah.
come to the prison.
What do you think this is going to be? Is it going to be some kind of like boss rush mode or what?
I'm so seeing that there's a bunch of nightmares around and there are things that we've killed before, we have to kill them again. It sounds like it's some kind of bounty hunt. Maybe like we get this bounty and we have to try and find where they are, and
Yeah, we gotta
Slay
relive our
'em.
nightmares.
you know, it
We
sounds
gotta
really
go
cool. Sounds interesting.
Discover lost sectors and fight the bosses again. I hope not. I mean, I hope it's something different than what we're seeing with right now with the Tangled Shore and going and doing the wanted bounty.
Well, it's a mode. It's an actual mode that you select.
Right.
It's a selectable mode where you can select the difficulty and all of that.
Sure.
But it looks cool. There was a lot of info in there. So that
Yeah,
was
it
just the
sounds really
Gamescom trailer.
Yeah.
The
Did we wanna
graphics
talk
alone
about-
are pretty cool.
Oh yeah, the world, the moon looks so good. It looks creepy. It looks
Mhm.
intimidating.
Yep.
It looks amazing. We also saw the map for the moon, which looks
Mhm.
very big. They were not lying when they said that it was bigger than the previous moon. It's quite large.
I'm hoping that they go deeper than the previous moon too. Like it seemed like when you got out of bounds when they first showed off the moon, it felt like you could get into and sneak in. It was during the beta. You could go in and sneak into different places. It felt like the moon was bigger than what we saw, maybe. But maybe I'm wrong. But it felt like we didn't go very deep into like the heart of the moon.
Well, I think we are this time around.
Because I guess technically Crota, when you drop down into the moon to go fight Crota, you're not staying on the moon, right? It's a teleporter somewhere, or is it the moon that you stay on?
I think it's the moon.
Okay.
We're into his throne world or throne world. Right?
Yeah, you go into like, it's like a teleporter to his throne world. But anyway.
Did we want to talk about artifacts real quick?
Yes.
Probably should.
So the artifact is real interesting. So if for anyone that's just not sure about how the artifact's going to work, every season we're going to get new mods in that artifact. So whether something, if there's a mod that's super OP and they need to get rid of it, it just won't come over to the next season. It's a really easy way to kind of give us something exciting to mess around with, but then take it away if it's too much.
Right. It's a new artifact for each season. That's what's happening, right, Watts?
Yeah. So this one, we got to see the Gate Lord's Eye. And of course, like this is all Season of the Undying. It's about Vex. You've got the modifier that is about a Gate Lord. He's now a modifier, which we don't know what that does, but yeah. So this one's called the Gate Lord's Eye, and there's 5 different columns, and each column looks like it deals with something different. So column number 1 has all like Vex images on it. So I feel like that's, very specific to the Vex season, because you can get mods that maybe they deal more damage to Vex. Maybe you get more super energy when you kill Vex with a headshot, etc. And then the next
belly shot.
The belly shots, yes. Milk belly shots.
The milk shot.
The milk shot. It's very anyway. The second column is all about, it looks like gun, something to do with guns. It's got like a circle or a square behind it. I don't know if that's ammo or if it's, handling. Could be either of those. The next column is all to do with reloading. So all of the mods in that column are to do with reloading your gun.
Yeah, they're all enhanced from the look of it.
Yes, they're all enhanced, which is worth noting because we thought that you could only get reload perks for hand cannons on void pieces of armor because they were void specific. But in the artifact, they don't have any element associated with them. And they're enhanced.
They're neutral. Yeah.
So that's good to know. And then the next column seems like it's to do with like your abilities because it's got a bunch of like melees, grenades, and stuff like that. And then the final column is very interesting. This seems like this is the column where they're like, throw in some crazy stuff and see what happens. Because these take 7, 6, 5 energy slots to put in your armor. So that tells you how strong they are. Yeah, one of them is called Arc Battery, which grants overshield and reduced cooldowns during activation for all Arc class abilities. So you're going to have massive cooldowns. There's another one, which is very exciting, called Oppressive Darkness, where causing damage with a void grenade adds a weaken effect to enemies. So it's almost similar to like, boop cannon or anything like that. It's adding a debuff that makes everyone do more damage to that enemy. Now this is really exciting because we know that Bottom Tree Night Stalker is getting updated to be better. And the whole point of that subclass is basically for you to have your melee and your grenade up constantly. So you will be able to hopefully have that weaken effect just out all the time. It's every tick, it sounds like, because causing damage with a void grenade. So just any damage, every tick is probably adding some kind of weaken effect, which is really cool. And so we also saw about the heavy finisher. That's not as exciting because we kind of knew about that already.
You get a heavy brick from your finisher.
Yeah. And then the other one we saw was Thunder Coil, where it grants bonus damage for all arc melee abilities and refunds super energy on finisher final blows. So these are all, this final column seems like it's the more powerful mods that it could. They did say that they wanted to add some mods that, are kind of sort of exotic level perks.
Almost, exotic,
So these are going to be the crazy ones. That one column, that it's a lot of energy to put into your armor, but they are very cool.
How much are we talking about? Like, what percentage of your energy are you committing to this?
All of these are between 5 and 7. Was it 5 and 8? But it's a lot. So you have 10 energy max that you can possibly dedicate to putting a mod in your armor. So if you're using one of these powerful mods, you're looking at using, over half for that mod. Which is good. It's a good way of balancing it, right? Because that's pick 10 in COD did a really good job of that as well. Where it's like, yeah, you can have this super powerful thing, but you won't be able to have your reload mod, maybe.
Yeah. And I wanted to ask, so again, the way the artifact works, is it that you level the artifact up and earn these points to unlock mods, but then that doesn't mean you're using the mods yet, right?
Yeah, so in the images that we've seen, it looks like you level it up and you get like an unlock token. So it looks like you get 12 total unlocks. So there's 12 of these mods that you can unlock.
Oh yeah.
And each column, so it's 5 columns, 1, 2, 3, 4, with 5 mods per.
Yep,
so that's
25 mods in there.
25 mods, and you can only pick 12. So it's going to be really interesting to level up that artifact and like see which mods you want to unlock. Because yeah, it looks like you get something called an artifact unlock token, and you can use that to unlock one mod.
Do you unlock them per character or per account?
My guess would be account.
I recall it being account wide.
Yeah. Account makes a lot of sense.
Account wide. And then they show it though that you can use these neutral mods like on say a hunter cloak. And that's where I guess I'm getting a little confused on it. Like it shows up as you go to mod your stuff. That in other words, you've picked your 12, so they're active in your artifact. Is that how we're understanding it currently? But then it would appear that you could like slot, I'm looking at the screen, you could slot it in your cloak, and I'm not sure.
Yeah, so the way that the artifact works is I'm assuming this part, that you level it up, and when you level it up, you get artifact unlocks, and then you can choose to unlock 12 out of those 25 mods. And then
you have to use them after.
Yeah, you have to like pick it out. Yeah, you have, because when you're just leveling up your artifact, you're unlocking all of these, the ability to unlock all of these mods, and then you're going to be selecting a mod that you want, and then it's reusable. You can put it in your armor, and it's really, I think it's really cool. I really like this because they're adding like interesting perks to the game, and they can be like, well, worst case, it'll be bad for 3 months.
Yeah, and then
worst case, it breaks everything for 3 months.
Yeah.
And you can reset your artifact too. That's where I was kind of going with that. It's like you can get these 12 things. That's part of your build. I don't know if there's a cost to reset it, but it looks like, you can only have 12 active, but you can always reset it.
There's probably going to be a cost, would be my guess. It's like, you can reset it, but it's going to cost this. Yeah, like that would make sense. That's how all RPGs kind of do it. But yeah, you level up the artifact, you use your artifact unlock to get that mod out of the artifact, and then you can put it in your armor.
Yeah. Snaps, what do you think of all these new mods and for PvP? Like, do you use mods much or?
Everyone's gonna hate the fuck out of me.
Yeah,
Don't worry, we'll just blame Pope.
Use all super
mods. It's all
Yeah,
Pope's fault, really.
Of course, naturally.
Legitimately, like Destiny 1, maybe into like year 2, was probably the last time that I paid attention to things in like this level of detail, where I was like checking the updates every time, getting like really excited over it. Now, like I just hop on, and sometimes I catch up with the like hype going on. I check out the live streams and stuff. But like I put a mod on my character myself for the first time probably in D2 like earlier this week. Everything else, like I have a friend who knows this stuff very well, who's been running my characters through on all consoles since maybe, I don't know, second year of streaming. Dang. So I hop on and I'm like, I'm sorry, the what does who? What? Who? How does that?
And I thought I was pretty set up with forcing my son to run my character, but like you got the hookup.
I'm very grateful to Dopa. Like he saves me so much time. And this all started because he wanted me to start doing trials on PS4 too. So he started running my PS4 characters through because I had never had a PS4 before, so that I could do trials carries on the weekend and spread it like amongst all of the different platforms. And since then, like he's just been the only reason that I'm able to like hop on and just fuck around. So all of this stuff, I'm like, this is stuff that Dopa will love implementing on my character. I'm sure.
So are you technically doing the account recov, or is he? I mean, like it's more his account now than yours, right?
Honestly, it probably is, because like I hop on and I jump into PvP, and there are some days where I'm streaming and like people will be like, "What's going on?" Because all of a sudden, like all of these different things start appearing on my screen because he's in dim, like switching stuff over. And they're like, what is your loadout right now, Snaps? And I'll be like, and they'll be like, Dopa, what's her loadout? And then he like responds right away. Here's all the stuff that she got. So I get updates.
Yeah. And but to be fair, like you said earlier, you put so many hours in. I remember watching you play Trials, and like you put so many hours in Destiny 1. It's not like you haven't put your time in.
Yeah, so it's just like
nice luxury now.
Everything kind of changed for my content. Gaming became secondary. Everything kind of started transitioning more into like nonsense / mental health and mindfulness. So I love being able to hop on and play. I still love PvP. I've been really enjoying it lately because I had a long break from Destiny for sure, where like what was the point for me to hop on if all I love is PvP, and PvP was kind of broken for a while. There's some room, but I'm having fun with it again. Yeah. Like I genuinely, I wake up and I'm like, I'm excited to get on and play this game. I was in just chatting for like the majority of my streams in the past, I don't know, year or so maybe. And now like those hours are starting to get cut down a little bit more in favor of me gaming. I'm like, all right, listen, I want to talk to you. I'm open to talking to you about anything and everything, but I'm also going to be gaming at the same time. And then I kind of half-assed play Destiny, but yeah,
that's what we all do. We all kind of just half-ass it.
I want to be like engrossed again, because I have people come in and they don't know that like at one point I was a tryhard. So I'm like, fuck it. You'll see if they bring Trials back in a way that like fits with the way I like to play, you know, like Trials of Osiris versus Trials of the Nine. You'll see me in there trying to try again. You'll see me actually making like team call outs and stuff, not just being like, oh, you died. You know? Like I haven't done that in fucking forever. The last time I think, I can't even tell you the last time I tried. Like really, it's just, I like it because I love the game. I love the way the guns feel. I love the way my character feels, but I'm not like driven to be competitive in a way that I have been before.
That's I feel a lot of the Destiny community, PvP community. I mean, I think you're just echoing what, you know, Bungie's also, and, you know, the director's cut 3, and we're talking about what Luke Smith is saying is that, you know, they acknowledge that they haven't really figured out what they're going to do with PvP, and that they need to do something. And but yeah, like I feel like there's a lot of the competitive community took a break or did something else.
Yeah, because it used to be like sign on and everyone is on. It was just a matter of like, who do I want to play with today? Mm-hmm. And then for a while it was like, I'm the only one. Mm-hmm. Fuck. Okay, I guess I'll just play. And then now like I'm starting to see more names online and I'm like, okay, this is a good sign. I actually know I could play Destiny for several hours and not get burnt out on it. Like I have a good time with it. But I'm looking forward to a moment where it brings that competitive side of me out again, where I'm like, okay, listen, chat, I love you, but I won't be talking to you for the next however long. I'm going to be engrossed in this game. Like I have all the commands ready to let people know that I'm too focused to talk, but I have not used them in years.
That's crazy.
I miss it.
Yeah, I mean,
hopefully we get it back.
Yeah, especially Trials. And I know Watts and I were talking on Twitter after that last announcement from Luke. Like, is this what we're hoping? Is this a sign that they're really like putting some emphasis on bringing back something that's more similar to Trials of Osiris versus Trials of the Nine? Because like
that's how I took it.
That's what I took. The italicized word is what got me. I saw you pointed that out. I was like, "Ooh, is that what this is?" I will actually stream on weekends again if they bring that back. Like, they Trials of the Nine, cool concept. I didn't like 4v4. I don't know how y'all felt about that. I missed the 3v3.
Yep.
Everything felt just so different, and I gave up on it way too fast.
Yeah,
Or maybe
well, so
just
did Bungie.
the
I
right
mean,
amount of time. Oh
they
man.
pulled it out of the game, so you weren't the only one.
Yeah. I mean, like on the bright side, one of the things that I think I really enjoy about the game is like I've never had a game that has hooked me the way that Destiny did when I first found it. Never. In all of the games I've played, Destiny, year one Destiny will always be like my favorite. And I have a hard time picking favorites. Like I don't have a favorite color, favorite food, favorite anything. But if someone asks me my favorite game, I can very confidently say year one Destiny 1.
Favorite ice cream?
Don't have it.
Yeah.
But I will say Scoop Across.
No.
Thought I backed you into that
Animal.
No.
Set yourself up for that one, Pope. Nice try.
Nah, I just,
Yeah,
I
get
just wanted
good, scrub.
wanted to get her into a corner on that one.
You guys want to
Is
do
that
some
a-
Twitter questions?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Nagi says, "What's the dopest shit you've ever manifested?"
That's great. That's like my motto / like the community motto. Just manifest dope shit. Dopest shit I've ever manifested is honestly just like what I get to do every day now. I'm just so fucking grateful. Like this is dope getting to talk to y'all. I'm on a podcast with some very talented, very smart individuals and
when's
Pope.
that coming up? I
And-
want to watch
Yeah.
that.
I didn't know you were going to be on another podcast.
And I'm just like, this is great. You know, like the whole idea of like, oh, you get to play video games for a living. Obviously, we know that a lot more goes into it. But one of the things about this job that I like so much is knowing that I have to learn so many different things to keep this up.
Yeah.
So this is the dopest shit I've manifested. What about you guys?
Yeah, not having a boss is pretty dope.
That is pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's hard to beat, kind of.
It is hard to beat. I manifested my boss going away.
There you go. So we're all on the same page. Dope job, dope
It's
lives.
hard
This
to
is
beat
great.
that one.
For me, it's you know, I really enjoyed, and I know this is the dad part of me. I really enjoyed being a dad to my son and being able to manifest like a new, you know,
I
having.
believe that's called just creating a baby Pope Bear. I don't know if you manifested her as
You
much as
manif-
created
Yeah. I mean,
with some
Isn't that-
weird science I don't understand.
it's sex, but anyway. So that's so weird. It's kind of natural, normal.
You just
But
smashed your
anyways,
parts together with someone
we
and made a
just-
baby.
You know, the trick is you got to be naked.
What?
Yeah.
You
It doesn't work unless you're
sinner.
naked.
Oh my god.
I mean, it took me forever to figure that one out. But anyway, yeah, I manifested being a dad again. Like my baby's just turned 2, and it's blowing my mind.
Being a good dad. Maybe that's what you manifested.
I mean, he's got to work
That's
on that
good.
still.
Yeah, I'm still working on that
Oh, okay, we're going below the belt.
Yeah.
I like.
one. That one's a lifelong endeavor.
Yeah, that's true. Adrian 2 says, "Do you feel that being such an intense critic of the game makes it harder for you to enjoy it because you're so hyper aware of what should be fun in Destiny 2 and what good loot rewards is versus just blindly enjoying activities without this mindset?"
So, I am a very bad YouTuber. I don't play games with any kind of thinking about anything. All my thought is, does this feel cool? Yes. Am I having fun? Yes. Game's good.
Nailed it.
I don't have that mindset at all, ever. I'm just
Lucky.
like, oh, I'm having fun. So when anyone's like, oh, what do you think of this game? I'm like, it's fun. I'm having fun.
Mhm.
Because that's kind of all I judge it by is how much fun I'm having.
I would say, having been critiquing games for a very long time, unfortunately, yeah, it's I think it's hard to not. There's no way to not think about a game. I'm looking for what is the specular lighting on this texture effect, and I'm like, how are the animations and how do the physics? I'm always thinking about it. Now, I would argue that part of that, I'm lucky to have been part of that and talk to developers first person and have learned so much that I can appreciate the hard work. Like when I saw Destiny for the first time, I was like, people were like, I don't like going for spin metal. This game sucks. And I'm like, are you kidding me? I was like, this world is amazing. And I was like, always that Bungie magic, you know, the polish that we talk about. And so on the one side, it's awesome because you appreciate it. On the other side, yeah, you're constantly like breaking down things. And then I'd add a third layer to that, which is being, you know, a streamer. I think that's probably honestly the hardest part, the worst part. Not that I love streaming, but meaning I feel constantly the pressure to understand everything and know everything. And like that makes it hard to enjoy the games at times. And I'm always, when I play the game, I'm streaming. I almost never play it off stream.
Do you play anything off stream?
Very little. Like sometimes if I have to like go through menus and like get through like my division stash, stuff like that. But by and large, I find when I'm thinking about gaming, I'll probably just play on stream, which is, yeah, it's maybe not the best idea. I'm sure you have some words on that, but
I mean, no, I feel it. Like, you know, I'm all about like balance and everything, but the last game I played offline was Apex like a month ago, maybe longer.
Right. There you go.
I have the same issue where I'm playing and I'm like, why am I even playing this? If I'm going to play this, I should be online. And if not, then I could be doing something else more productive with my time.
That's
so I'm always
what
caught
happens.
in that, like, I should be live kind of mentality.
Yep.
It's a tough habit to break for sure.
Same.
I've gotten used to being able to talk to people while I'm playing games, and I feel somehow lonely when I'm playing a game by myself.
I notice myself just looking over to my monitor for chat. Like I can't let go of it.
Yeah, I
even
do
if
that
I'm
all
not
the time.
I'm like, wait, no, I don't.
Did you see that?
Stop it. I can just stay here, and then I'm like still just constantly just, you know, jerking back and forth.
That's crazy.
I
I have. Well, for me, I mean, I get to do this thing with you guys, but I don't stream. And every once in a while, I stream on a Sunday when I choose to, and I have no obligation to. And when I play video games, I have that pleasure to engross myself 100%. And you know, it is distracting when I have like when I'm streaming, and I do lose that enjoyment. So for me, you know, that quality time that I get to play, because I don't get a lot of it, it's sacrosanct. Like I protect that with like all I can, you know? And so I guess in a way it's just like I don't want to have anything.
Some games don't really lend themselves to streaming either. Like I'll play VR games, and like it just, you can make it work. Like you can bring up chat in VR and like you can add it and stuff, but it's not a very interactive thing because you're just in this like kind of world without chat, and it doesn't view well because you're bouncing around and like moving your head so much that it actually can nauseate people who are watching you. And like it just,
that's true.
Like, so when I'm playing VR, I pretty much just have made that a solo experience.
You should just stream yourself, but the angle of you and the controller on your knee, that might do pretty well. Just
you
that
might
angle.
Get banned, maybe.
You can't get banned.
But worth a try. I mean, suggestive sexual content, I think.
Maybe he should just have.
I'm just playing with my joystick.
You know, some people have a second camera pointed at their pet or something. He could just have it.
Here's my controller cam.
Yep.
I like it. Good idea, Fran.
Being a critic of Destiny 2, the only reason I care is because I love the game. Like, so I don't really get super critical about things I don't like. Like, I just don't care, if that makes sense. Like, if I play a game for an hour and I'm like, yeah, this isn't for me, I don't go on a tirade about top 10 reasons I hate this game, or I don't make a YouTube video about it. I tend to make YouTube videos about things I'm actually like positive or pretty happy about. The only time you'll see me really get negative is if I feel like betrayed somehow, you know, like, or, you know, like something like that. But no, I don't really think that it makes me enjoy Destiny less. I think being a part of the community makes me enjoy Destiny more.
Great community.
Oh yeah.
They're trash.
Wow. Just, you know what?
Pope.
You, buddy.
Come at me.
K Brash says there was an article this week about the Borderlands. You know, we talked about this. I'm sorry, K Brash. Veritas Otis 52 says, "What's the best way to meme the new Kinderguardians coming in October?"
Oh gosh.
The new lights.
Kill me.
Welcome them in.
Bag them.
What
Oh,
yeah.
never mind.
No, bagging.
strategy.
Yeah, go with that. Honestly, I've been, this is one of the ridiculous things lately. Now that I've been seeing more people online again, I've been getting bagged more. And I got genuinely excited. I was like, oh, people care again. Oh my God, thank you. You're actually like, you're trying hard in this game and you're upset and you're bagging. Hooray, Destiny's back. It makes me happy.
Just use the hug emote as much as possible. Maybe that'll be it.
I like the new Finds Balance one. That one was like meant for my life. The one where you do like yoga and shit.
Oh, okay.
It's so great.
It's great. It looks best on a hunter. I mean, I feel like a Titan looks really odd doing, this bulky armor. But
I mean, everything looks best on a hunter, but
True.
wow. Okay. I mean,
Adrian 2 says, since the Nightfall is probably being brought up in light level, do you think they do the same with old raids and possibly put them in the power level grind?
That's a good question. We know there's new tiers to the power sources, and they're actually going to trim down and change that up.
That
I would
language
love
of
to see
trimming
it.
down doesn't make me think they're going to bring old raids back up, though.
You know what? It's even more interesting when you realize that but it's weird. If you play Shadowkeep, everything is brought up to 750 for you, right? But I guess if you're only on New Light, you're not going to be 750 on New Light.
Yeah, I think you are. I think you're immediately going to be 750.
but don't old raids cap you? Let him
did we lose
max.
his audio?
No.
We could only
Only-
hope.
I lost it partway through that too.
Partway through the
We
sentence,
could only
but
hope.
yeah.
Wow, you guys are such dicks. I swear.
No, we really did.
Says
We
the
lost
guy who
audio.
kicked someone from the server.
I nearly
Yeah.
ruined the entire show because without Briar,
Yeah, you
nothing's
tried to
happening.
burn it to the ground today, bud.
Yeah,
Don't
true.
place that blame elsewhere.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of scales you a
It's
little
true.
bit anyway, to the point. But yeah, would they put power back in raids? I don't know. And I don't know what Pope said because he cut out.
Yeah, who knows? It's a mystery.
That's what I said. I said what you said,
No. Okay.
but much more eloquently. I was like
no
really
doubt.
succinct.
I don't know. It looked very verbose from my perspective. I didn't have to hear it, but I saw it.
Sometimes
We
more
need
words
snaps on every
matter.
week.
We could see that we didn't care. We didn't have to hear it.
Just so everyone's knows, everything's gonna go to 750 when New Light is here with Shadowkeep. Everything you own will be 750.
Right.
Mhm.
Just keep that in mind. Don't go
But
crazy.
if raids are still like way under, there's going to be literally no reason to do them unless you want an exotic out of them.
Right. Yeah. I think they'll probably still be that. I think we're gonna have enough to do that, like sending me on a power grind through them. They'd have to do more stuff like the Bad Juju quest.
I
and, like, that's
mean,
cool, but
I'm gonna probably do Crown of Sorrows after Shadowkeep to try and get 2.0 helmet.
Yeah.
'Cause I really like that helmet, so I'd love to get a 2.0 helmet.
yeah.
And I don't really even need to worry about how it rolls exactly because I can put mods on it. You know, of
That's
course,
right.
if you're trying to get like really into the stats and get the perfect loadout, then you're gonna want to care. But I can just go in there, try and get a helmet, and be like, cool.
Well,
I
aren't
can
you?
put whatever I want on?
So you hopefully you'll be able to kind of transmog it over, right? Like if you get the roll you want and put it on the helmet you want,
What?
can't you?
You can't transmog raid gear.
Yeah, not that we know of. Unfortunately, it's just
So I
Eververse is the
can't-
only gear we know.
yeah.
So far, right?
So you can't get like your Eververse gear and put the Shadowkeep. No, sorry, put the Crown of Sorrows helmet look on it. I could get I could get the Crown of Sorrows helmet and put Eververse stuff on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm
Wow.
looking forward.
Okay.
So the whole
That's messed
like
up.
a lot of people were saying that they want to do. It's not messed up, but a lot of people were saying they want to do Escalation Protocol to get the armor again.
Yeah.
Because they really like the armor. So there's going to be armor pieces that you really like that you can go out and grab again. Get 2.0.
Escalation Protocol was super weird because that armor was really good, but it was like it felt relevant for a very short amount of time. Like, nobody was
The
wearing
Hunter
it
Cape was
afterward.
absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, no good.
Like really gross.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
I hated it.
Feel bad.
Let's see here. Oh, Doc Hollywood says, what are your opinions on pre-built gaming PCs? I'm considering making the jump to PC, but I'm not tech savvy and don't look forward to actually building one. Budget is no issue.
Wow.
If
Budget's
your
no
budget's
issue, man.
then friggin' get someone else to build it.
Yeah, I
Then
was just
yeah.
gonna say, like, shit, man. One of my friends actually spec'd out my stuff for me. Like, you need a hookup, I'll get you in touch with her. She'll get you the specs and you can just buy it pre-built. That's what I did for my PC, and it helped me a lot. Shout out to Rec. She saved my ass.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was Rec. Awesome.
Nice thing about
Yeah.
a pre-built PC too is that you get a warranty for the whole PC, not for
Mhm.
individual parts. So, like, say your graphics card say it's just you don't get any video out of it. It's not your problem to troubleshoot. Oh, well, it's the graphics card. No, it's the motherboard. No, it's the processor. No, it's a warranty from whoever you bought it from. You send it back, they fix it.
They take care of it.
Yep, legitimately
little-
that happened to me, and I just had to send the whole PC back, and they sent it back all fixied, and it was great. And I was like, yay, I don't know how to do anything.
Do a little research on who's got what warranty. Like, long warranties are probably worth your time, and also
Yeah.
people's general satisfaction with the warranty process. Like,
Yep.
are people actually satisfied with the repairs?
Yeah, or
they've
do they
been
try and be
provided?
like, we don't cover that specific thing.
Yeah.
Sorry.
There's a mini human that I can see right now, and my ovaries are exploding. I just,
She also does that to Tomo. It's real weird.
oh my god, amazing,
She's just a cute baby.
adorable.
She is.
She is adorable.
Pope's daughter is on screen right now.
She is incredible.
Just
Yeah.
smiling like
Make
so
it clear
big.
for the listeners.
Love it.
Pope's kid is amazing. She's so cute.
So
Yep.
cute.
She's also
hi.
wearing a
There's just
Superman tee.
Cute family thing. Oh my god.
Dada, say Dada. Say hi, Dada. No, now you're.
Say thanks, Pope.
Oh,
Nice job. You made her shy.
Blame a hard
so
word.
she's
I think
getting
blame
ready
might be
for
a hard word.
bed. So she comes in and says good night and
What a
says
little
hi.
cutie.
Yeah, she wants to know what I'm talking into.
Just checking all your gear for you to make sure you
Yeah.
didn't mess it up.
Thanks, Snaps.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Iceman BX3
Thanks, Max.
says Fallout Plays recently released a video demonstrating that an ornament on the chaperone extended its barrel and actually increased the gun's damage output and distance it can one-shot kill. Thoughts on visual skin affecting gameplay, especially when Eververse is full of skins?
Unintended side effect. I'm sure they didn't intend that, and like
Yeah.
I can't imagine anybody wants it. So yeah, it'd be nice of them to fix that.
Yeah, and
Yeah, what else is there to
now
say?
that they know that it's a possibility, make sure it doesn't happen in the future, because the
Right.
Eververse selling power is not a good look.
Yeah. In other words, I don't believe. I'd be surprised if anybody here believed they intentionally had that as like a.
Oh
benefit.
no.
No,
Right?
but didn't it turn out it was true with other guns too? Like, the length
There-
of the barrel actually does increase the range of the weapon.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
the-
also
that's
the
a-
tiniest difference.
exactly.
And if
Well, you
they'd
need
meant to
that.
do it, they would have been like, "Get the skin; it gives you more range." Ho ho.
Yeah.
So it's
Oh.
Interesting finding. I'm sure they'll try to adjust that somehow, but even
Yeah.
to Watts' point, like it's got to be a very minor difference overall.
Veritas Otis says best Destiny weapon name for a beer.
Ooh, I like this question because I love beer.
Crimson.
I also
Dagger?
love beer. You're massaging your brain. I'm like, put the hands on the face. This enables your thinking power.
What's
and
the
gives you
what's the
acne.
hand cannon called? Crimson Dagger, right? Or Crimson?
Crimson. It's just the exotic. It's just
Yeah,
crimson,
the
right?
exotic crimson.
That's a good name for a beer.
It's a good red.
Bad juju.
also
I like
good.
it.
I'll be drinking some
That's
bad
a good
juju.
one. Bad juju is really good. That is super good.
Man, I honestly
Red
think they
Death?
all make. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, like a spicy beer.
Am I
Yeah.
biased because I'm already thinking like mind benders and it's like one of the few guns that I actually have right now,
No,
but
I
it also
like
feels
it.
like it
makes
fits.
sense. It makes
Like,
sense.
Like,
Like
who
a
doesn't
really
want to
strong
bend their
beer.
mind with a beer?
Yeah.
I mean, at least a little bit.
I'm gonna have to take one out of the part 3 of Luke's update and Darkest Before because I like the dark one. So I think that'd
That'd be a good
cool.
one. Yeah.
Darkest. That sounds
You're
like
making
a nice,
me really
strong
want a
bourbon
good
stout.
Yeah, I was just gonna say a good stout, a good BA stout. Like, please. This is why I love you, Fran. Like this is, I think, a good part of where our bonding beginning was talking about beer and bourbon. Oh, and that drink at
Campari or Boulevardier or
not
it was
Campari.
like an old fashioned. Yeah, it was
tastes like. Ugh.
Yeah, was it red?
Yes. Question.
That's
You
what
like Campari?
Oh, I love it.
Hold on. Was
Campari
it
tastes
that?
like Campari tastes like you're drinking
Google it.
stomach acid.
When we were in Los Angeles last, Fran, and
Uh-huh.
I bought you that drink. I was having old fashions all night. You had something and you were
Yeah.
like, it's kind of like it. That's what it was?
Yeah, Boulevardier.
It was like a little
Bourbon,
sweet. It was-
Campari and red vermouth.
Yes, I liked it.
Yeah, it's like a Negroni almost, but it's got bourbon in it. Anyway,
and I love bourbon.
same.
I don't disagree with
That should
you
be
with
the
that
next.
part, but
Yeah, next
I
time
just
we
want a
come
bad
back,
juju.
we should come up with names for cocktails based on.
Again, bad juju.
Also works fine. Exactly.
Yes.
Pacific Northwest says, "Is there any year 1 or 2 armor that looks so good that it's a must-have for 2.0?"
Is there any armor
The
that
Crown of
looks-
Sorrows Hunter helmet is really cool. I like it a lot because you can change the color of the eyes based on what shader you use, which is always
Oh,
fun.
I didn't notice.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
so you can have like the glows from Solstice armor and match the glow to the glow of the eyes on the helmet, which
I
looks
like
really
that.
cool.
Like it a
Mhm.
lot.
I really like that.
So the question was older armor
Yeah.
as we go into Shadowkeep.
This is
what
old
you
armor.
think is worth going back to get?
Yeah, Crown of Sorrows helmet.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean the Crown Star armor, I would agree, is just some of the coolest stuff. The legs as well are really cool with the claws
Yeah,
on the
the
hunter.
claws on the
Get the
feet.
Yeah,
kitty cat
that is
claws.
cool.
Kid claws.
That would take a lot more deep thinking on my part.
Yeah, I like the Trials of the 9 armor, but I
Yeah.
kind of okay
Yeah.
with that never coming back.
Yeah, that one you won't
Bringing
be
up
able to
bad
get, right?
memories.
I would honestly like the armor is so cool and it has ornaments with it. It's a shame that they just don't bring that back for people to get just from like Reckoning or whatever.
Mhm.
Because it's just like it's some cool ass armor that's in the game that's just no
Yeah.
one can get.
Protheon says, "If you could get one animal that would be your friend and closest companion, which animal would you choose? This animal is extremely loyal and would do anything for you."
I already have that.
You stick
You're
with
gonna
the
go with a
cats?
cat?
My
You
two
can have
cats,
any
yeah,
animal.
they follow
You
me
can have
everywhere.
anything. And
Yeah.
you
Oh,
you're
I
gonna
was
choose
going with
what
my
you already have?
boyfriend. Like that counts as an animal, yo. That's a mammal. That's a human. Very
animal.
loyal. Anything I want. Like, I mean,
Snaps is really thinking here. That's clearly the better choice.
I didn't
I want a
realize
real
the spouse would
companion.
qualify. I might change my answer.
yeah. Otherwise, you're in trouble now if you don't. Y'all are fucked.
I was gonna go with a small black bear because I think it'd be
Small
really
black
fun to have them around. But I want a small one that could fit in the back seat of the car
Oh, I might actually change my answer because that's way more fun.
and like
What if you
super
have a
fun to cuddle
giant
with.
bear? Because that's even
Have you
more
ever-
fun to cuddle with, right?
No, if
Have you
it's too
seen a
big,
bear
it's
playing in
gonna
a
be
swimming
inconvenient.
pool? It's one of
Yes.
the cutest things you'll ever
is very
see. Like
cute.
that sways me to your side. Like, yeah, I feel
I think
you.
a bear would be fun to have around. A gentle bear, though. Like not a fighter.
I mean, it would do
a hugger.
anything for you, so it almost doesn't
Yeah.
matter. It's not going to hurt you, right? No, even
Yeah.
if it is a killer.
And they're really
I don't want to
smart.
hurt other people either.
Oh, you might.
Important. Well, oh, you might. Okay,
you
Fran's
might.
got a list.
No, I'm
He's
just saying, that'd be
angry
someone
at
to
some
protect
people.
Could be good.
Got it.
I don't know, man. I defer
My cats
to-
are with me all the time.
The,
I already
the
have it.
bear's pretty good. Yeah. I just keep thinking about a dragon, and I know it's not a real animal.
It
So
doesn't matter.
It works
doesn't
out.
matter.
I
Kinda
think
want a
that
dragon.
qualifies. We're good
Okay.
with dragon.
I'm gonna go with the dragon.
I mean, like, we'll just substitute in like a Komodo dragon or something if we have to. If
Yeah.
someone is
That's a
They
really
big
just roll all
downgrade.
over the place. and super
They're
poisonous.
They're
Yeah.
cute and very dangerous.
They
Yeah.
are cute and very dangerous. I mean, they will defend you. It just will take like a couple
Uh-oh.
days for their
Censor
defense to kind of kick in.
You definitely
Don't
don't
say
want them like
anything.
licking your hands and
Baby.
face, you know?
Yeah.
Hi, Superman.
You don't want those welcome
Maybe we
home
do.
smooches from that critter. Oh my
If
gosh.
you're listening,
the
Pope's
cutest tiny
daughter
human.
is wearing the headphones right now and is just like beaming a smile at us. It's hilarious. She's so
Hello,
Make sure to-
tiny
make sure to
Superman
bleep it.
person.
Make sure to bleep the curse words. Everybody bleep the curse.
No promises. Zach Thomas says, as a console player, I've strongly considered making the move to PC with cross-save this fall. However, with next-gen consoles around the corner, is right now a poor time to invest $3,000 on a new from-scratch PC build, considering the gap between consoles and PC will be narrowed.
I mean, if you're spending $3,000, then hell yeah, because it's going to be way different to a console, no matter what it is. But also, why are you spending $3,000?
That's my immediate thought. Why that number? Is there a lower number you can get to?
There's no reason to spend that much on a PC. Like,
I mean, well, I would disagree with that. There could be if you video edit, if you stream, and you do, like, then a $3,000 PC is gonna get you everything you need. Like, I've had mine, and it costs around that, but I've had it now for almost 3 years, and it'll last even longer.
I mean, I guess that's fair, because I think my like beastiest PC, and don't ask me for the specs, but it involved like me doing video editing. I was still doing photography more like seriously then.
Yeah.
Plus like running all the stream shit, but even that it was like $2,200.
Yeah.
If you're talking about other things besides gaming, then the price makes sense. But if you're talking about just the gaming PC, which that's what I felt he meant in here.
And I think you're right, but again, I think it's very subjective. Like, what if in their mind it's like 4K gaming? In which case, like, sorry, you pretty much should get a 2080 Ti at that point, and like
2080 Ti and a 9900K.
Do the ray tracing,
but still, get that doesn't add up to 3K.
Well, 2080 Ti alone is like $1,300. So
yeah.
But that get an 8-core machine anyway. I think the real question is that I heard out of it was they said until the consoles get here.
Yeah,
and it's like, well, wait. For me, that question already is a little like I've been in that position where I feel like 3 years into a console gen, I want better graphics. And I did this in the past. I'd be like, you know what? I'm going to go play some stuff on PC. But I put it on my TV and I used a controller. Now, I wasn't really call it PC gaming as much. But I really enjoyed that, say, 3 years into the console gens and wait out the next drop. So if that's your mindset, I'd say, I don't know, one, if you're talking about Destiny, like there's no substitute for the next year and a half, frankly. We don't even know what's coming. So that's a long time to wait. So if you're going to do it for Destiny, I'm maybe where Briar's head was at. Is like, yeah, spend $900 and just have an awesome Destiny experience. And it's totally worth it, in my opinion.
Is that the good price point for that?
I think it's realistic.
Destiny is not.
If you're not talking about like all of the external stuff, right? Being able to edit and do all of the other,
right? Yeah, just a game.
You need a monitor, but
you need a monitor. You need a mouse, keyboard.
Is that what you're sending me, Briar? Is that quality of machine?
No.
You're getting him a PC?
No, I'm sending him my PC, and he's gonna juice it. He's gonna juice it.
I think that it's totally worth getting if you can spend that much money on getting a PC, it's totally worth it.
Yeah.
Because like PC gaming is it's just a really awesome experience. Yeah. Because you get to load up Steam, you've got every single game you can imagine just sitting there. If you don't, go on the Epic Store, it's probably there. And you can just play whatever you want. You can instantly switch between one game and another. Everything loads super fast. It just feels really nice to have this huge collection of games. And
it's another platform.
Just be able to load it up whenever. Yeah.
It's awesome. Just like you get the Nintendo, you get the Sony, you get the Xbox. It's another platform. The PC has unique games that are just on PC. And if you buy a cross-platform game, 85% of the time it's the best version, unless there's like a glaring issue with it. But that's rarer and rarer.
Yeah.
That it wouldn't be. That the PC version of a game would be super bad. 3K is awfully high to spend on a gaming machine. Like, that's awfully high.
Yeah, it's definitely the top end.
Yeah, even for a really good one.
Yeah, and maybe for clarity, I agree with your sentiment. You don't need to spend that much to have a good gaming PC. But I do think there's an argument to be made if you get a setup that might last you actually 3 years.
Yeah.
Like, it's tough to do, but you can pull it off. Actually, even at that point, you probably got to go even higher, $3,500, $4,000, but you end up with, say, a 12-core CPU, and you have to get the 2080 Ti and 32 gigs of RAM and SSD. You'll be set for like years to come.
Yeah.
And
it's not like that PC is going to suddenly disappear when you get a PlayStation 5 next year.
Exactly.
Right? It'll just add to the gaming repertoire that you have. You can now play Sony exclusives on a PlayStation and multi-plats and PC exclusives on your PC.
And then you can use your PC to play Stadia.
True enough. Zachary Richardson said, last week's episode gave me an idea. Pope has formed a team of pirates in Sea of Thieves. He wants revenge for last week. His crew includes True Vanguard, Gathalion, Life, and himself. My question is, who would win, Watts' team or Pope's team?
What's Watts' team?
It's Tefty, myself, and
My
Fran.
team. Oh,
That's your
kidding me?
team?
Yeah.
I got. Have you seen Briar as a pirate, and have you also seen Tefty taking after Briar as a pirate? Because I've witnessed this, and it is very scary.
I mean, Gathalion is very much like a Briar in the sense that he is a evil pirate. He is a very mischievous pirate, and I've watched his streams. I would match Goth to Briar toe to toe in that category. Okay, True Vanguard he's got the looks like Fran, right? So right there they're matching up hairstyle to hairstyle. So I don't know if that Fran's got him beat there. And it's just who else is on my
I think
team?
it might be close. Yeah, wait. So Goth, TV,
And Bife.
It's a pretty good team, but Briar's
think
12
about the
really bad
synergy.
pirates.
Think about the synergy that Bife is going to bring. He's going to be singing the hymns, the sailor tunes. He's going to get us all working in synergy. Like that voice is going to get us locked in step. We're going to defeat anybody just by the sheer synergy we're going to have from his dulcet tones. Yeah.
Yep.
I know two things about this competition. One is never bet against Watts. And two is that Pope Bear will get kicked off of that crew so fast.
That's true. He will spend most of the time in the brig, so.
Yeah.
But I will still be technically part of the team, and we will win.
Blame Pope.
That is an interesting technicality.
I may be in the brig.
You
but
win
we
from
still
the brig.
win. They're going to win 3-on-4, and I'm going to still have won.
Renee Garcia says, love the show. Keep up the good work. I absolutely love the Sea of Thieves stream. It was hilarious. When do you guys planning on playing again with Pope?
Soon. I have the Xbox now.
Teft is
Stop
gone
it,
right now,
you
so we
guys.
could. While
I mean,
Teft is out,
we're working on that story
why
though,
does that
Fran.
matter?
I don't want to.
Why does that matter, Fran?
I don't want to make
Teft is
Tefty
gone.
miss out on the story mode that we were working on.
we could switch to Arena.
Wait.
We're in the
Wait.
middle
I
of
am one of
submissions.
the original podcast members. I get to kick somebody off.
Uh-oh.
I mean,
Here he
right?
goes, exercising his great power again, everybody. I'm probably going to be the one that's kicked
Yeah,
off.
it's
Wanted to get it in before he.
I don't know. I heard Gathalion and True Vanguard and Bife are looking for a team. Maybe that's your spot.
Yeah.
I already got a team.
Do you?
You and Holtz
Yeah.
on the dinghy.
On a ding.
Done.
All right.
There it is.
Well, to be fair, me
I just
and
wanted to say dinghy. It's a
Tefty,
sloop.
me and Tefty did take the little paddle boat really far. It was
Yeah, you
very
did.
scary, but we were very successful.
You were.
But how many puke fights have you all had? Because that's what I'm
Oh.
interested in.
Against
Enough?
Fran, a lot.
Oh,
Okay,
they're
good.
the worst.
Fran is a big part of the puke.
Yeah.
We even threw him in the brig and puked on him.
Yeah. That wasn't cool. It was a lot of.
It
abuse.
sounds cool though. I don't understand how it couldn't be cool. It sounds pretty cool.
It was cool. It was
It
cool.
was.
See, they're saying
very
it's cool.
It was very cool.
I don't understand.
The best clip, which I've talked about many times now, but I'm like trying to set the anchor down, and all of a sudden I just can't see, and I got vomit on me. I'm like, what the? I'm like, Tef, did you barf on me? Just no response. I'm like, this sucks. And it was like a genuine this sucks. I'm just trying to dock this thing.
Aww.
And that's when
That
they
was the
knew this
moment.
was the. Yeah, right. Then it was blood in the water for. a
Yeah,
couple
we
of
found
at
our
that
fall
point.
guy for the rest.
Yeah. It's like, why is he taking it so seriously?
It
This
was
is
so
great.
nice to not be that guy for a minute. It was like Fran absorbed all the punches. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
Is that normally who you are, Pope?
Oh yeah.
No,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. It was much more
Seriously.
entertaining being the guy watching at the guy getting
You right?
being the guy getting pants.
Justice
Oh yeah,
Beaver.
that's Fran's got his own thing. It's like the Fran freak out, the frantic.
The frantic.
Yes,
yeah,
the
that's
being
what
the
they say.
frantic.
It's
That's
pretty
because you
great.
guys crash the ship every time.
You got to pay the parking.
We like to
dues.
park really close.
The boarding fee.
Yeah.
As I call it.
Boarding fee. Yep.
Yeah, Tefty's rationale for that was so beautiful. He's like, hey, you know, you live in a city, you pay to park. It's no different.
Somebody found that SpongeBob gif. Have you guys seen this?
No.
Oh, it's so good. It's literally like SpongeBob, just like Squidward's, I think, trying to get him to stop, but then SpongeBob just crashes it all the way on shore, and it's absolutely what happens every time. It's so, and he's like, perfect, which is, you know, just what Tef did. I think that's where he learned how to drive.
Yeah.
Well, we're just always chasing that next Fran Mirabella meltdown.
Yeah,
Mirabella meltdown.
The Mirabella meltdown. I like it.
It was a great.
It's
experience.
beautiful.
It was
It's
beautiful.
It's beautiful. Justice Fever 23 says,
Justin Bieber?
yeah. So my
fan.
question is, what's the deal with Pope Bear sign off every week? Why is it always this has been Pope Bear?
I saw
Is
this.
he
reaction.
always
I thought it was
planning
kinda funny.
on not being Pope Bear anymore after each episode?
Got
I
it.
guess I hadn't thought
This
about
has
it that
been
way.
We're gonna be
That's how
doing.
they.
I guess I really like
We're gonna do
Bife's sign off, and maybe I got it from that. This
Is that what he
has
says?
been my name is Bife. This has been
Does he
my
do that?
name is Bife. He does that, and I don't know, maybe it's stuck in my head.
It's
Huh.
weird because when he does it, it's so endearing, and yet
What?
that
Damn. I am reminding
Snaps needs to be
never
on every
piss
week.
you off.
Yeah.
Honestly, Snaps never like we are in like this is like playful banter. I would hate for you to actually be angry at me. It would be the worst.
honestly, I
Funny.
used to be like way too good at being mean, and I'm grateful to be past that point in my life now where I know like no one can provoke me into being that person, because before it was like, okay, yeah, keep going. I'll make you cry soon. Don't worry.
We
Just keep going.
haven't played Golf It together then. I can get you to be me
This is
through a
true.
game of Golf
You
It.
can.
I mean, I got skills.
I'm down to see if you can do it.
I mean, I got Holtzman to lose his shit, but I guess that's not really that
No.
hard. But
No,
I have
that's not
excellent control of my emotions.
mhm.
Good luck.
So,
bad.
Mother.
Nagi says, would you rather would
Love
you
it.
rather wear snapback hats for a month or eat pineapple pizza for a week?
Pineapple pizza is
Snapback
delicious.
Hat,
yeah.
pineapple pizza for a week.
What's wrong with
Pineapple pizza's
snapback
delicious.
hats?
This
Why
is
can't I
nonsense
wear-
because everyone
don't like
knows in
snapbacks.
my community that I wear fitted hats. I don't wear snapbacks. So they get all sassy and they try to tell me I'm wearing snapbacks, or that my name is Snaps because I wear snapbacks, and it's not the truth. And I will
Wait,
eat
that's
your
not why.
brains.
That's not why it's that way. I seriously thought that's what why.
No,
you're
because I don't wear
snaps.
snapbacks. I wear fitteds.
I mean, I've always thought you wear snapbacks. To be honest with you, like it looks.
well,
like
I'm disappointed in you, but also not surprised.
okay.
So, you know, it is what it is.
permanent
But no,
emotion.
I don't
Well,
wear
what do you got against
snapbacks.
snapbacks?
Exclusively fitted. They just don't fit. I think I got an awkward shaped head, TBH. Like, I'm not sure. Like,
Aren't
snapbacks
snapbacks
don't fit
universal
well
fit?
on my brain.
Yeah.
No, but they like something about the way that the band fits around your head. Like, it
Mm.
changes the way the bill sits.
Yeah.
So
In
when
high
I wear
school, we used to
snapbacks,
remove
like,
the plastic
gotta-
piece and replace it with like that nylon webbing, like that straps. That was good because it was comfy.
Yeah.
It was like a fitted hat,
Mm.
but it's still breathable. Had a
That's
little hole in
almost
the
like
back.
a what did they call it? Flex fit kind of
Yeah,
hat.
sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Here's the
Yeah.
thing with this question. How about I wear a snapback hat and I eat pineapple pizza?
I mean, you know, whatever
Then
whatever
you'd
makes you
be-
feel good
Pineapple
inside.
pizza.
Then you'd be doubly cool. I mean,
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so. I'm gonna do it while I'm wearing Crocs and socks too, you motherfuckers.
that's right.
Oh God! Shut it down. Absolutely not.
Nailed it.
I mean,
No.
I'm with Briar on this one. Don't tell me how I eat my pizza. I'm gonna eat it naked if I want to.
I mean, that's
Okay.
preferable.
Sure.
It's preferable.
I mean, I'm
This
just
actually is
gonna-
another good
Comfy.
question from Nagi. What's the oddest compliment you've ever been given?
We used to do this
Stand
thing, and we still do it once in a while in my chat, where we do odd compliments, and it would be like odd compliments for subs. And then we just try to come up with like anything that's like a random compliment off the wall. And I think the one that like made me laugh the most, and it was something I said and I couldn't even like get it out. Like I very rarely have something stupid to say that I can't actually verbalize and then laugh after. But I was trying to do an odd compliment to someone and say I like the way you do I like the way you do long division or something like that. And I just started laughing my ass off. But my community, like, they rock at odd compliments. They come in and they say the most fucking ridiculous shit. Like, just think of anything that you can compliment someone on that is not the traditional thing. Like, Pope, I really think it's awesome how you suck so bad and like you still, show up every day. That's great. It's awesome.
It's amazing the confidence that you have.
Exactly.
It's amazing that you still have so much confidence given that you
lack of talent.
Yes.
Given your lack of talent. Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
Those are my favorite ones, is the ones that are so backhanded, right? They're like just like
oh my God.
teeming with it.
Normally they're not
like
backhanded.
The face for radio kind of thing. Like that is my favorite. It's like
those are hilarious.
You just got complimented, but
normally we don't go that
like,
route.
Yeah.
You're just like, wait.
Yeah, it's like
I should be offended.
I really like the way that you open doors. Like your doorknob grip is incredible, and it's very determined. You open that door with some serious force. It rarely creaks. It's really impressive. That's all. That's it. But like odd compliments can be a good time. Like challenge yourself to find some random shit to compliment someone on.
Yeah, that sounds
It'll
fun.
stop them.
That's
Your hand washing technique, top notch.
It's impressive that you have the confidence in your sexuality to leave the house looking like that.
Briar is
just like backhanded. That's cool. We'll stay there.
Giving backhanded compliments, which are not the same, but equally as funny.
Yeah,
Briar's always got the white glove ready.
Dreadnought says, besides activating a heroic public event, what basic life skills are you constantly amazed people lack all the time?
Driving. Oh my God, dude. Bad drivers just drive me bananas. So, I cannot stand it.
I actually think it's impressive that we're not in traffic accidents like all the time. If you think about it.
That's true.
Like, we are all driving independent vehicles. Like, anybody could just turn this way or that or slam on the brakes anytime. I'm surprised that any of us get anywhere.
That's true.
It's impressive to me that I make it to work every morning. I see, have you ever been in like a open space, like a grocery store or something like that, and you're impressed at just like the stupidity of the people around you? They all drive cars. They're all in vehicles that could kill you.
Yeah.
And you're like,
it's terrifying.
Oh my God. As soon as you get behind the wheel, you're realizing that all those people that could barely utter a sentence or they couldn't figure out how to self-check out at the grocery store. It's
I was
way
just
too complicated.
Say that.
Yeah. Like you're like,
why are you in the self-checkout line?
Like, how is this too complicated? You scan the fucking barcode and you put it in the bag. And then
you've watched somebody do this your entire life.
I mean,
put away.
Well, were you not paying attention the last 300 times that someone did it in front of you? And then they're behind a 2,000-pound vehicle. I don't know. I don't know. That's what scares me. It scares me.
I am always amazed at the people who have jobs that you'd think are like relatively simple. Like, I recently bought a bed at the Sleep Number store. You guys ever seen like, it's like a bed place, right?
Yeah.
People who work there had no idea how to check somebody out to buy the bed.
You were their first
that would be
customer ever?
Basic.
You would think this would be right, like a very key part of the training.
You
like,
you finally
you now have sold the bed. All you have to do is take the money and give them a receipt.
Isn't this a warning sign, Briar, for you? Doesn't this like signal that you need to keep your money, turn around, and walk away?
I wanted the bed. It's not because the cashier is a moron. That doesn't have anything to do with the people who made the
Briar,
bed.
I think I know why this might be. Have you heard of the theory that mattress stores are just for money laundering?
No, I haven't.
Yeah. So if you notice that there's like mattress stores on every corner. There's so many of
They are
them, and they're always
everywhere.
empty. No one needs that many mattress stores.
I always figured it's because
Yeah,
they
you
make
can buy
like
'em, like,
$3,000
$175.
on every mattress they sell.
And have you
And they
noticed that
pay
there's
their
also
employees dick.
Yeah.
it's an exorbitant amount of mattress commercials. They pay for a lot of commercials. It's always on the radio.
Like, how
Mattress
many-
Superstore.
Mattress-
What are the
King's
margins
mattresses.
on a mattress?
They're
Just
super
They've
look
high.
got to
up.
be huge.
Just look up mattress stores near you, and you will notice
There
that
are a
there
lot.
is
It's
an
creepy.
Million of
amount
them.
that is not needed.
Yeah.
So
Okay, so,
there's
like,
a theory that they're
theoretically
using for money
then,
laundering.
if they're laundering money, does that also mean I might be able to find the drugs that I'm seeking at a mattress store?
Probably.
This
Maybe.
is
If I
this
were
is the real
seeking them,
root of
of
the question
course.
here. Have we just wandered into a new drug?
Should be a very good workaholics episode.
Yes.
It brings new light to the phrase "take it to
I-
the mattresses." You know.
I could
They'd
take a
literally
nap and
never
buy
sold
crack
one
at the same
before.
place. This is awesome.
They had never sold a
good.
mattress before, Briar, so they were just like,
Oh, we didn't know people wanted this.
we didn't know that this actually is.
Usually
thing.
we just sell heroin
Forget
here, huh?
Wow.
Have you
want
checked
a
inside
sleep
your
number?
mattress?
So you say you're a dime number, or what would you say your number is?
420.
Want a 20 bag? 5 bag? Sorry, I was trying to
That's it.
sound
That
like
was
I
the
knew what I was
last
talking
Twitter
about,
question of
like
the
buying
night.
drugs, but that's it.
That was
You're
the
doing a
last
great
one.
job.
That
Thanks.
was it.
Looks like we can delve into more mattress theories.
Mm.
Yeah.
I am
Yeah.
definitely gonna look into that, Watts.
I'm going to look into it as well in a completely, totally
I mean,
legal and above board
this-
kind of way.
In the 70s, like water beds were totally like in the rage. Were they part of
Yeah.
this? I mean,
Do you know
Water
anybody who's ever
beds-
had a waterbed and had it for more than a year who said, "I love this waterbed. It doesn't
used to have
cause
one in my
back
basement.
problems."
When I was
No.
it doesn't make me seasick. No.
No,
really
definitely
bad on
not.
your
Is it? Are they bad for your back?
I thought so. I mean, I was a
I'm
kid and my back
pretty
hurt my back.
sure.
Really?
You're just like
Yeah.
displacing water. Like, how does
Yeah.
that? It just. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
I don't know. Everybody who's ever had one that I know personally has always said, "Oh, I hate that thing. That was
Yeah.
the worst." And they always got them for free from somebody else who hated it.
Yep, my parents had one and they gave it to one of my siblings, and they were like, "Man, fuck this thing. It's really uncomfortable."
Yeah. That's a
Maybe
the
they're
show.
like a good side bed. You know what I mean? Like you want your normal bed,
What, for
and
like
then a
your
side
sex
bed
room?
for activities. So I was,
For,
yeah,
like,
this is
your
a family
sex room.
podcast. God damn it.
what? Not
Hippity.
everybody has one of those.
You don't have a side
I
bed.
mean, but
Awkward.
everyone should, Pope Bear. Like, let's be
I'm
real.
just
Everyone
saying,
should.
but not everybody's privileged to have that. I mean, like she's just flaunting it at this point.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Listen, like I'm a person who believes a lot in manifesting dope shit and going after
Yeah.
your dreams,
A
right?
sex room
if
sounds
you
like
want
dope
a
shit.
separate sex room, you deserve it. You
Yes,
deserve to feel
need to have that.
good.
I was
Good.
thinking at it totally the wrong way. I apologize. You're right, Watts.
No.
I can bring my VR in there.
VR.
Sea of
Right?
something.
Wait.
Sea of something.
Yeah, Briar, Sea of Thieves, VR on the
On a waterbed.
Oh
mattress,
yeah, I like this.
Yo ho yo.
That would be awesome.
You walk in
actually.
the door, you just see Briar doing unexplainable
Unmentionable
things.
things, yeah.
Yes.
Can you describe them to me in great detail?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Science.
but like
I'm
really
into
close to
this.
the mic and slowly.
Yeah, just whisper it, maybe.
Just yeah, you don't even have to be that loud. All right, we need to end this
we
show.
talked about Destiny a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's a video
It's
This
game.
is a
weird
Destiny
towards the end.
podcast.
It gets really weird towards the end, and it's even more when yes. Oops, my daughter's here.
All right. Blame Pope. Oh, he's
Is that the end? His green screen's about to crash. down.
for audio listeners, Pope Bear's daughter just basically knocked over Pope's green screen,
Mhm.
and that was quite
Oh,
funny.
but now she gets
Unfortunately, it
it
didn't
out.
fall
Real
on his
sweet.
head. Would have
No.
been cool, but yeah, it's fine.
Oh
It's a
my
very
God! Pope
wholesome
just hit
moment.
his daughter.
Oh god.
Oh my
Briar.
God! It's horrific.
Briar,
Wow.
Oh my god.
Briar, I'm all about
Worst
joking about
person.
stuff, but that there is what you call crossing the line.
That was pretty funny.
That's like jumping straight, like
end
pole
this
vaulting the
immediately.
line.
Bye, everybody. This has been
All
fun.
right, yeah. Thank you guys for showing up. Snaps, it was great seeing you again.
Yeah, friendship.
Where can people find you online?
Mind of Snaps is pretty
Mind
much
of
everything,
Snaps.
except for Twitch. Twitch is still SheSnaps, but everything else is Mind of Snaps. Like, it's weird in here, but you can get into my brain if you want to.
And when you're not tearing down and blaming things on Pope Bear, what are you doing on that stuff over there, your live streams?
Being very honest about how Pope is the source of all of the problems in the world, usually.
Global
Got it.
warming, the
Straight up
Amazon fire.
honesty.
You
Yeah,
need to cure your depression. Maybe you just need to stop listening to Pope Bear.
yeah, exactly. Just
Jesus,
blame,
you guys
blame
stop.
Pope.
Let's move on, please.
Oh my god. Okay. Serious answer. I talk a ton about mental health and mindfulness, advice, conversation, community. Like, that's the main focus of my channel these days.
Perfect. Who is it now?
Who's next?
Me, is it me?
I'm Briar Rabbit.
Briar.
You can find me at the Briar Rabbit on Twitter. I got an Oculus Quest video that should be hitting the YouTube channel tomorrow or Saturday. Depends on how long it takes to get B-roll. I've got to film myself prancing through the park near my house with
Prance.
B-roll.
With your
I
side
like it.
bet action.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
And that's it.
Okay. I'll go. I am Frankie 2 times, or FM3 here on Twitch. They call me Frankie 2 times, but anyway, I'm FM3 here on Twitch. If you want to support me, there is an underscore at the end of that. But thanks everybody who has come by, drop by. I usually stream later at night. Otherwise, I'm doing shows like this.
Super quality stuff.
Oh,
And
yes,
this has been Pope Bear.
Has it?
It may not be Pope Bear anymore.
It might not be
This has
Pope Bear
been
next
Pope
week.
Bear.
No.
Could be someone
One
else.
spot.
Make sure to follow, not me. I'm at Pope Bear on Twitter, but if you're gonna go follow somebody, follow any of these people, as well as
That's
at
Miss 5000
DCP. That's awesome. Use code Fran Marabella on the
Yeah, right. No,
Epic
I
Store.
joking. Yeah, I thought.
Okay. Anyway,
This
so
has been my name. My name is Bye.
this has been my name is Bite Bean, and follow the podcast. It's at DCP_live. I really want to take a moment. I say it every week, but I can't tell you enough that the people who subscribe to this Twitch channel, who support us by watching our videos on YouTube, and who are our patrons, they make it possible for us to put on this podcast, pay for running of it, do fun stuff like we're going to PAX, and we're going to do some meetups at the Scuf booth. We got some really fun stuff planned on Friday and Saturday. I'm really excited to share that time with whoever's coming. We got some cool posters and t-shirts and stuff that are going to be available there. And yeah, we do the Side Quest podcast on Mondays with Eric's Gaming. It's all games podcasts. We got a lot of other stuff. So our supporters and the people that are just listening to this and retweeting when we send something out make that possible. So thank you very much. And if you want to feel like blaming more stuff on me, please do. I'm more than happy to alleviate you from that guilt. That's what
Wonderful.
good dads are
Will
here
do.
for.
All of the
Fantastic.
supporters got to listen to my amazing poetry reading earlier too, so you're welcome.
Yeah, if
His daughter's in the background.
okay, so I'm trying to talk, but if you are a member,
We can hear you.
Never
Okay.
mind.
It's
if you're a
fine.
member of the
What the lights?
She's-
His daughter's in control of
she's
him. Like
in
the whole
control
thing.
of this space right now.
We can hear
Serenity
you
now.
fine.
Okay, I'm good. I'm good.
That's it.
It's fine. This has
I'm
been
done.
the podcast.
This has
Even
been the
your
podcast.
daughter's
Thank you,
blaming you right
everybody.
now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All
Love
right.
you guys.
Thank
Pope,
you,
why'd
everybody.
you
We'll see you next
manifest
week.
me? Oh God, that's what. She's doing. Yep.
Watts, your highlighter looks amazing tonight, by the way. Like, just
Thank
pop
you.
in. Looks beautiful.
Thank you.